full of stories. He is quite a guy. Sit around the campfire and hear him tell his tale. Some may be able to relate to him quite well. We're all just people looking for a place to go. Well, Sty has made one, and it is quite a show. Come meet Sty. He's quite the guy. If you're feeling lonely, come and make a friend. If you need a story, on Sty you can depend. His voice is soothing like a lullaby. Sometimes he brings a tear to my eye. Sit around the campfire and hear him tell his tale. Some may be able to relate to him quite well. We're all just people looking for a place to go. Well, Sty has made one, and it is quite a show. Come meet Sty. He's quite the guy.
I bet you were wondering what's going on there, eh? Yeah, that's the host not paying attention. Didn't have it over on my. I didn't have the right section to make sure that I pop up. You know, heck, Sty started a fire and left the room. You know, stuff happens. What the heck? Hey, I'm going to shout out all the folks out there in the chat real quick, and then we'll get moving on with tonight. I needed tonight really bad, so let's get this thing going. First person that popped in was Eileen. Yeah, I'm here, Sty. Good to see you, Eileen. Yeah, and then Spicy. Don't forget to share it out. Hit the thumbs up, he says. Yes, this is Spicy's long day at work, I believe. So we'll probably see him a little later once he gets home. Then B Whistle Aquatics. Great to see ya. Yeah, much love back, B Whistle. Killer Creations. Awesome. Then there's James. James Bernard. It is so good to see you. He's throwing a bunch of emojis up there. There's me, Dibble. Good to see ya. I'm early and waiting with hot chocolate and a ton of pain. Oh, yeah. Lots of hot chocolate, a little less pain, I think. Yeah, that's what you need. Hopefully it doesn't hurt when you laugh, because we usually laugh around here. Okay, who else we got here? Oh, Tim from Kirk Whipper Voyager Center. There he is. Good to see ya. And oh yeah, we got Samantha Lee. Samantha Lee's Originals. Guess what? She's in the basement. Mictopus. Hey, where? Oh. Little quick, too quick with my mouse here. Where was I? I swapped mice out, and I don't know where Mictopus went. I'll get Mictopus up here as soon as I find him. But we got Donald Morris. Yeah, great to see you, Donald. We got plain old Chuck. Awesome. Always good to see Chuck. And a lot of people yakking away out there. Yeah. There's Mictopus. Good to see ya. And Freeman James. Hey, brother. Yeah. Oh, golly. Lots of folks. Working my way down. Oh yeah, we got E-Waste Mike. Yeah, his emoji's down in the basement. That guy's been up to, he's up to no good all the time. He was he popped his face up. What? Talking about me? Hey, Bortzart, great to see you, Bortzart. It's awesome. And we're getting close to the bottom here. Yeah, looks like I'm there. The Spicy's on his way home, so we'll see him before long, I'm sure. I'm going to pull the folks up from the basement so we can just openly chat a bit here. Now, that don't work on me, Mike. I don't, flashing lights and things don't cause anxiety for me. He's down there flashing on and off the screen, trying to harass me. Now he's using an LED light, flashing bright lights at me. He's trying to have me go into an epileptic fit or something here. It ain't gonna work. He's giving me the finger. Now I feel that he cares. Now I know he cares. But I'm going to be the gentleman tonight. I'm ladies first. Hey, hi, Sam.
Hi.
Good to see you,
It
girl.
You too.
The Killer Creations. Look at that, right from the get-go. Whoop, boom. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, we love the fact you're here chilling with us. That's great. That's great. Thank you very much. That'll go a long ways to keeping the overhead down for this summer's YouTube activities. So thank you so much. That's going to go a long ways. The double clicking. Yeah, this mouse is too sensitive. I shouldn't even touch the damn thing. But so Samantha messaged me just before the stream started and said, I have to run to the store quick and maybe I'll be able to get there before the stream starts. Well, she's been hanging around for about 10 minutes now. First thing I thought when I saw her pop up in the basement is, how fast did that girl drive to the store?
Not far away, so yeah.
See, and I don't know her neighborhood well enough to know if the store's close by or not, And I could just see her in her new rig. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. Get out of the way, everybody. I can do it. Yeah.
Mobbing down the street.
Yeah. Then we got this guy. Yep. He's busy chowing down. So you fell down in the craisins. I got 3 bags of those in my pantry. They're going out to camp with me. I love adding those things to stuff. Yeah. Yeah. You know what one thing I do with them that people think is kind of freaky, I'll actually throw a big handful of those in with mashed potatoes. It's if you got gravy to put over your mashed potatoes and you throw a few craisins in them, it's got that little sweet bite once in a while mixed in. I love it. It's because
I like them with salad.
Oh yeah. If you put those in a salad, I like making chicken salad for sandwiches with craisins in them, mixed in the salad. Yeah. I just love that. I'm just glad I don't have to clean up your damn mess. Yeah. So we're gonna bring this guy up and let him park his truck here on the panel. There we go. There you go.
Ain't no room in here now.
Guy, now cram that damn truck in here, and there ain't no room for the rest of us. Hey, scrapping together. Good to see you.
What's up, Bill? Look like a rabbit shit in here now.
Uh-huh. You better be careful picking them up and eating them, because there just might have been a rabbit in your house. You know,
Probably Earl.
it's probably Earl. Yeah, dropping pellets.
Mm-hmm. Oh well.
Hey, Joey.
Yeah, don't eat any of the Tootsie Rolls you find down there.
Hey, yeah. Anybody that
Oops.
checked out as soon as that notice of the stream going out, anybody that checked that out and it said that the video was not available, I had to delete that completely, get it completely wiped off of StreamYard and YouTube, and reconstruct it and put it back up. I don't want to go into detail why I think what happened, because they might do it to me again. But I went to a certain news outlet and I was just watching a few news videos that had nothing to do with COVID. They had nothing to do with the border. They had nothing to do with politics. They were just news stories. And the comments were turned off on them. Well, I finally found one where the comments were allowed, and I got in there and I asked, why is it that 9 out of 10 of their videos, the comments are disabled, even on typical news items? And I kind of suggested who might be doing that, because I can't believe the news outlet would want to delete that. That interaction brings people to the video, you know. And then I set up my stream, and it came up. First, it came up, comments are not available for this video. Then it came up, this video's not available.
Oh, jeez.
So it gave me a link to YouTube Studio to fix any issues. And when I clicked on that, it said, there are no appealable actions for this decision. In other words, sorry, sucker, we just did it, and there's nothing you can do about it. You can't even ask. It's just been done. So, like I said, I had to totally take it all down, delete it off of both platforms, and recreate it. And this stream, it's boilerplate for me to set up the stream. It's the same template I use for every Around the Campfire. And I've never had that happen ever in over 200 live streams, almost 300 live streams. Never had that happen until today, after I made a bad comment and I kind of mentioned, I think, the wrong company.
Yeah, don't talk about the guy behind the curtain, you know.
Yeah, right. Pay no attention to the guy behind the curtain, because he'll just do what he wants. Yeah. Oh well. But we're here. I got it fixed. I had a half hour of sweating the small stuff. Yeah. I was a little upset. Yeah. Well, I had such a busy day today, and I wanted so much to come hang out with you guys. I sure didn't want them screwing that up. This is my break today. I mean, it's been a busy day. I am so thrilled. I got a phone call yesterday morning. Best phone call I've gotten in a long time. It was my Forest Service supervisor. He said it's a done deal. He says, you've got the campground. He said you can show up Saturday morning, May 1st, take your campsite, make yourself at home. And I had a whole list of questions for him. I never got to ask any of them. He just offered out the answers. Boom, 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 boom. Answered every question I could possibly think of. And they were willing to cover things that I don't even need. It was scrapping together. But I was so surprised at how he had all the ducks in a row that I thought I had to put in place. And there's some weird things that I didn't expect. One thing is I told him, I said, yeah, I got a new chainsaw. I'm thrilled about that. I said, because I'll be able to, I won't have to be buying no firewood. I'll just be cutting my own. And he goes, well, that's awesome. That's awesome. I said, plus, if a storm goes through or anything, we got down trees or limbs. At least I can buck them up, for safety reasons. He goes, whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, that's one thing I have to add then to the list. And I said, what's that? And he goes, well, you'll have to take our federal chainsaw safety course. And he says, we've got one coming up the end of May. He says, I can get you signed up for it. And I go, I've been running a chainsaw for almost 50 years. So, God almighty, I got to go to your damn course. And he goes, well, the course, he says, is really, you sit there and you listen to a guy and he shows you and you don't do nothing. And then you just sign off that you got the course. He says, but there's one part of the course that you have to be interactive in. And I said, what's that? And he says, well, we have a certifier there and you have to become CPR certified before you can run a chainsaw for the Forest Service. I go, if anybody's going to have a heart attack while running a chainsaw, they should not be running a chainsaw. And he goes, we have never figured it out because nothing else that we use, any other equipment we use, you're not required to take CPR training, but you are if you run a chainsaw. I said, then I ain't running no chainsaw for you guys. I ain't doing it. I am not going to take the risk and the liability of giving somebody CPR. And
Get through first.
Radio.
Mm-hmm.
But
People
I thought
fighting over parking spots.
Sure. I thought what kind of moronish crap is that? Is if you run a chainsaw, you got to have a CPR certification. And he says, plus you're never allowed to start a chainsaw and run it and use it without another Forest Service volunteer or employee with you. I said, so if a tree falls on a camper over here, I can't grab a chainsaw and run over there and get it off the camper to get that person the hell out of the camper. Not unless you have CPR certification and someone with you. I said, so if anything happens, tree falls on somebody and they go, hurry, get the tree off of me, I'm going to tell them, I've got bad news. And when they say, what's that? I'm going to say, you're going to die. Because I'm not certified to use a chainsaw for the federal government. Yeah.
That applies to electric chainsaws?
Yes. Any chainsaw. But yet they're giving me a Johnsrud 80. That's a big freaking motor, I'm telling you. Weed eater. You got to wear a full harness to carry that sucker because you can't carry it. It weighs 35 pounds. You can't be swinging that sucker around. And I've got the choice. I can use the string. It's got a double string on it. Heavy cord too. Or a 12-inch disc cutter. It's nothing but a table saw blade. But you don't need any certifications for that.
Well, just weed whack the trees then.
Well, that's what I thought is I'll grab the weed eater and I'll put that saw blade on it, run over and cut the trees up with it. See, you're thinking just like your old man there running
Yeah,
on
like father, like son right there.
Yeah. I learned that from my daddy.
Are you allowed to whack it in the forest without certification and a certified partner?
Or if you're whacking it, you don't need a partner.
Yeah, you don't need an
Well,
observer if you're whacking.
I
it.
was just going to say, first of all, if you've got a partner, why are you whacking it? If you have an observer, you could get in trouble for
Oh, yeah,
whacking
it's
it.
kind of creepy.
I mean, this whole conversation's getting wacky, if you ask me. Sam's nodding her head. Yeah. There's something wacky about that.
You know what? These people drive me nuts.
Ouch. Oh, God. I've been getting a Charlie horse in my big toe on my left foot for the last 2-3 hours. I was on my feet all damn day, and I run around the house barefoot, and I guess it took its toll because I keep getting a damn Charlie horse in that big toe. It's all right as long as I don't curl my toes, but you feel like you got to stretch them and curl, and then Charlie horse sets in. So if you see me cringing, it's because it feels like my foot's going to break in half. Yeah. Granny's got Sally back. Yeah, and it looks sweet. They did a good job. Camping my Grandma and Grandpa camp all the time in Wisconsin. Yeah. I tell you what, I love camping. Even if you don't do nothing, just go camping. Just be out there camping. Yeah. Eat more bananas. Yeah, you're right, Board Sort. That's the first thing I thought.
More potassium, more magnesium.
Take this, you'll be fine.
There you go. That's all I got to do is go in there and drink a small glass of pickle juice. That'll get rid of it in a flash. Or pickle juice is a lot more bearable than just taking a big swig out of a apple cider vinegar bottle. Yeah.
Man up. Quit being a sissy.
Oh, good campsites I recommend. Oh, mine. East Twin Lake. Actually, all of the campgrounds in the Chequamegon National Forest in north central Wisconsin. I mean, the Chequamegon Forest is a big forest. It's over 1 million acres. I mean, I don't even know the total number of campgrounds we got. There's many. And not enough campground hosts because I got to host 2 campgrounds. Them buggers went and put on their webpage, the National Forest webpage, for both of those campgrounds, that there's a host at each campground. And they'll meet you when you come to the campground, and they'll tell you about the campground rules, and they'll do anything they can to help you with your campsite. My second campground is almost a half-hour drive away from where I'm at. I am not going to meet every stinking camper coming into the 2 campgrounds. No. I'm going to put a sign at the second campground. You can find me at East Twin. It's a half-hour south, Or I'll put my phone number on it. I've got cell service at my campground. My second campground, you'd have a hard time seeing smoke signals from there. So yeah, I'll put my phone number on there. Call me if you have a problem. Yeah.
I knew Board Sort was a troll. They just admitted it. I knew it.
He's talking about fishing, you silly.
Oh, yeah, that was sticking up for him.
Yeah.
I know that guy. He's a troll, believe me.
He's a troll. Whether he admits it or not, he's going to be a troll just because Mike says so. Hey, I love the walleye. That's the only hard part about the campground I'm in. That lake has no walleye in it.
I'm a dingin'.
Hey, Cheesehead.
Hey, Cheesehead. Yeah, lazy curmudgeon. Lazy Mike. arse. Yeah, my arse is pretty lazy. Yeah. Yeah, I wish that lake my campsite's on had walleye in it, but it's got nice crappies in it. It's got sunfish and it's got all the basic panfish in it. Plus, it's got really nice big bass in it, largemouth bass, and muskies. So I haven't looked. I better look at the regs, find out what size muskie they got to be to keep out of that lake. I hope it's not 40-inch because I've caught 3 muskies in that lake, and the largest one I caught was 32 inches. Oh, yeah. Fish fries. I love fish fries. Maybe I can get some of the campers in that. That campground's got a low rating. It's only got a 3-star rating, but only 2 people rated it. And one rated it a 5 and the other one rated it a 1. So it's got a 3. And I told my supervisor, I'm going to fix that shit. I want people to get online and leave reviews of the campsite and what they liked about it. And damn right. Oh no, I like crappie. I really do like crappie. I wouldn't turn my nose up to a nice crappie dinner, but walleye. Oh no, oh, I love my walleye and perch. Oh, because all a perch is it's a miniature walleye. They're generally of the same family. But yeah, I wouldn't turn crappie down any day. Yeah, I love big sunfish. I fillet them, and I call them fish chips because I batter them and deep fry them and get a big plate full of them, and you just eat them like big giant fish potato chips. Hardaway campsite. And that is only easily accessible by boat. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, I've got a few spots like that where it's walk in and you got a nice remote lake, and the is it we can all rate it 5-star LOL. That's yeah. The I don't know if just anybody can rate those or not. I didn't look at our website to see if just anybody can rate it, but yeah, it's East Twin Lake Campground in the Chequamegon National Forest. I don't know. If I have time, I'm going to snoop around for morels. Yeah. Boards are often takes the boat to work because there's a lake just 10 minutes away. Yep. Well, sorry guys, I got to cut out early today. Dear National Forest Service, your camp host is a bum. Cheese, you will get blocked and end up not being a friend of mine if I see a review on that site that even suggests that it came from you and it's negative. I will do your ass in. Next time you go to one of the landings along the Namakagon River, oops, he slipped and fell in. Yeah.
I got your back.
And I got him on video falling in there.
I got your back, Cheese. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I would never do that. Yeah.
Yeah. You bet. Yeah, he wouldn't do that. He'd threaten to all day and all night, but I know him better. I just got to give him shit. Hey, Barnyard Chicken, it's good to see you. I felt really good today. I watched a big name YouTube advisor kind of person, their channel, he's got him like 1 million subs and everybody, he's a guru of YouTube kind of thing. And I watched a video he did today, and it was about how to do your live streams for audience retention. I watched that whole thing and I'm going, he's been watching my streams. I'm doing good. Yeah. God dang it. Maybe he's mentioned that stuff in the past and I was paying attention, you know. The half the time I watch these, you know, what to do to get better views or, you know, keep your audience and blah blah blah. I watch those and I only catch part of it because I get distracted too damn easy. So
Yeah,
the
the
day,
ones that lose me are, the guys that are talking about, how, set up your channel and making your videos and stuff, and they're listing the equipment you should have, and I'm looking at the equipment. I'm like,
2, 3,
who the
4
hell-
grand
Yeah.
It's like
per
no.
item.
It's like, yeah, after you got 1 million subscribers, then go ahead and get that equipment. But
Or
you
they're
don't start
sitting
off with
there,
that.
or they're sitting there with this huge concave screen, and they're using a full split screen because they're running 2 computers feeding into a single video output. So they've got 2 computer screens going on that big screen. Then they got 4 screens on the wall behind that. And behind them, they got a big, huge screen. And off to the side, 2 more. And they're all going. And you look at their equipment, they've got like 7 microphones. They've got, and they're constantly different views of cameras that, you never know where you're going to be seeing them. You're looking from behind them, you're looking beside them, you're looking right at them, back and forth, back and forth. And he's got a goddamn switchboard that's about 2 feet long and about 2 feet deep. And it's got 1,000 switches on it. It looks like a soundboard for a studio. And he's telling you how you should set up your YouTube channel. I look at that and I go, I can't afford your damn advice. I because if I were to follow his advice, I wouldn't get to eat. Every penny would have to go into that equipment. Wow. Hey, Canoe Hound. Hey, Dennis. What you up to? Golly, I can't believe it. Dennis is popping in early. Sty, did you? Hold up. Where? Did you see the new must-have bushcraft tool? No, no. What is there a new one? I mean, yeah. Oh yeah, I'll have my shaga with. Yeah, I still have to have my shaga tea every morning. I'm discussing my studio, but the Walmart version. Yeah, pretty much. I have to say though, I've got 1, 2, 3 screens. I've got 2 computers, 3 computers. I've got 2 webcams, 2 GoPros, 2 Vixia 800s. I got an SLR Canon camera. I was telling Running Water, I packed all the audio visual gear for camp that's got to go with me for the studio at camp. It weighs at least 50 pounds. I got 50 pounds of gear to take with me to camp just so I can manage my YouTube channel from camp. There you go. It's good to see you, Dennis. Hey, Travis, good to see ya. The Woodsman Wedgie by DC sold out 30 minutes. Really? I'll have to look it up to see what it is. No, can't be the same campground, me dibble. Well, it's or you're looking somewhere other than the Forest Service website. If you're looking at the National Forest Service website and recreation.gov, no, there's only 2 reviews. I guarantee you it's my campground, so I won't argue about it. One nice thing, my supervisor did advise me. They're going to be giving me the PIN to get into the National Forest recreation.gov site to update and manage all the reservations for my campgrounds, for both of them. Another thing they're giving me, and that's kind of nice, is I get the card and PIN number. I can go to the local gas stations. There's like 4 of them. I got to take a look at this, folks. I just gotta. Dibble sent me a link to this campendium.com, and East Twin Lake, there it is. Well, see, now that's a different resource, though, which it's got 5 stars on that site. That's very good. That's very good. Yeah. Heck, somebody even had a 14-day stay. Got 5 stars for overall rating, access, location, cleanliness, site quality, and noise. I'm amazed that it got 5 stars for noise. It's a smaller campground, and campsites 7, 8, and 9 are where all the hellions stay. I looked. What it is it's a group of families that like to camp together. They've already got a couple of weeks blocked out in July and a couple of weeks blocked out in August. So yeah, they're going to be there for about a total of 4 weeks this summer, and they're the ones that other campers are always complaining about. Had to listen to them till 4 o'clock in the morning. Guess what? That ain't happening anymore. This old boy wants to get his sleep. Oh, was that the link, Cheesehead, you just sent me for that new bushcrafting tool? I'll have to check it out later. I don't like doing that while I'm streaming, looking at all the stuff. I get so much stuff coming in on Facebook that I just like, wow, yeah. Could just do a Facebook stream of what everybody sends me on Facebook. Yeah. That wouldn't be a very good stream though, because some of those things. Okay, thanks, Cheesehead. I'll check it out. Because if I did that, there's some things people send me on Facebook. I don't think YouTube would appreciate me showing.
Yeah, demonetized.
Demonetized right away. Thanks to running water. Yeah. Yeah, thanks, me Dibble. Thank you. That's cool. I had never seen that site. That's a nice site. And it's nice because I'll make note of it because I want to give my campers, I want to put a posting up on my trailer when they come up, they want to talk to me. They can see that posting of places they can leave comments and reviews, and that will get added. It's just sending, so you had it. Thank you, Cheesehead. Hello, Martin. Yeah, we're going to have a pretty busy summer. I know it. Something's just telling me it's going to be a busy summer. just so everybody knows, after tonight, we only have 3 more around the campfires, guys. Only 3 more to go. Mike's all thrilled down there. He goes, "Oh, wow, I get Thursday nights off. Yeah, wow." Because on the 30th, that'll be the last around the campfire until I either get Starlink internet out at camp or the end of the season when I get back home from camp. Same with same with the Sty Story Sunday. That'll be put on hold until I either get Starlink out at camp or I get home from camp at the end of the summer. Same with the Sty Times program. That one will not be airing during camp season. Even if I get Starlink, Sty Times will not be a summer show. It'll be from fall to spring each year. Yeah, if I can't wait. I get Starlink. I cannot wait to do my first live stream from camp. It's going to be a blast. I'm going to love it. It's going to be fun. I wouldn't trade the I'll tell you what, if I can get my tail out there and have live streaming capabilities right from camp, I'll be in heaven. Boy, I love that. I love that. We'll have, once that's established, then I'll have probably 2-3 streams a week live from camp, within camp. And the one thing at first, I told my supervisor, I said, everything sounds good, but I said, I have to stream once a week, no matter what, which means I cannot be here to stream. I have to go home to my studio and do it. And he said, so when would that be? And I said, it's going to have to be Wednesday nights. That's the slowest camp day in any given week. And he goes, well, you got that right. He said the problem with your campsite or campgrounds, both of them are usually packed. They're usually booked tight all season. He said, so there's the slowest of the days would be Wednesday, but even Wednesdays aren't slow. And he says, but you tell us what you need to do. And he said, I'll assign a couple of rangers to your campgrounds on the days you're not there. He said they'll go in and they'll check out the whole campground. They'll update reservations. They'll clean the restrooms for you. If there's mowing that needs to be done, they'll do that. They'll do anything you would do on that day. They'll make sure it's done. I said, well, shit, I might take a few more days off. He goes, well, really, we're hoping you won't be gone too much. I said, no, I'll be there 6 days a week. I'll leave Wednesday morning, be back Thursday by noon. He said, yeah, that's cool. That's good. He says, just don't be gone on the weekends if you can avoid it. Because he says, us at the Forest Service, we don't like working on the weekends, you know. Oh, government employees. Yeah, I get it. Yeah. And then he says, this is cool. He says, and we've already talked about this, all the supervisors for the forest. And I asked them, if there's something you can do out at camp with their approval. And I said, what's that? And he goes, tell ghost stories. And I go, oh, I can tell a few ghost stories to the campers. He goes, no, about Richard. I said, Richard? And he goes, Labio. I said, oh, that's right. He still ain't been found, has he? They had a camper in July, on July 10th of 2019, just disappear. Poof. There he was, gone. His motorcycle was there. All of his personal things were there on the bike and everything. He was gone. They went ape shit. I mean, they drugged the lake. They dove the lake. They had literally hundreds of people ground searching. They had the dogs out there. They had helicopters out there. He says, we searched so many miles around East Twin. There's no sign of them. He said, we never found a thing. Nothing. I said, well, that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's like kind of like the gill monster. He's going to come out of the lake and grab your little kids and drag them off in the lake.
Yeah, Crystal Lake.
Yeah, Crystal Lake. Yeah.
Yeah, Jason's come.
Jason. Is there any internet there at the camp? There's really not. Starlink is the best way. If I have Starlink, I've got awesome download and upload speeds, just like I better than what I have here at home. But Starlink's way behind on filling their orders, so they're saying the very best case scenario is the middle of June. So we'll see what happens. I'm just waiting for the equipment. It's all covered. I'm just waiting for it. I'm signed up, paid for the first month's service, which of course they don't, charge it against me until I've got the service. Hey, Killdeer, good to see you, Steve.
Yeah,
but
you'll need to put good encryption and security on your router.
Because everybody in the campground, boy, once they find out, that bandwidth will get real narrow. They'll all be jumping on it. But I thought about that. Oh yeah. In fact, I looked into that, and they coach you how to make damn sure that you're so well firewalled that nobody's going to steal your internet from you. But then I thought, okay, but
call it Richard Cell.
Yeah, but then I thought, okay, I can give a password and access code to campers if they pay me. Hey, you pay me $25 and I'll give you an access code that's good for the weekend. If it's kind of a low use period for me, I might as well say, well, on these days, if you pay me $20, you can get online. Unlimited online for $20. There's only 10 campsites, so it won't be more than 10 people piggybacking onto it, So I thought, yeah, I could pay for the whole service every month just by renting it out once in a while. But in the meantime, and that's going to be difficult, I'm not a dishonest person. But boy, this could really get me to change my ways.
What's your name?
Forest Service. Watch it.
Starlink.
What about Starlink?
I'm making a phone call.
Are you?
Hey, Killdeer.
The Forest Service. It's really cool that they're doing it, but they're giving me a hotspot. Okay. So I'll have internet access because I get 4 bars of service through Verizon without a booster. Well, here's Granny. There she is. Hi, Granny.
Hi. I hope I'm
Hey,
not
Granny.
lagging too bad. Hey,
No,
Sam. Hey, Mike. Hey, Running Water.
it's good to see ya.
It's good to be here.
The it's nice to see Sally back out on the road.
Fucking light, Jesus Christ!
I can't help
Oh,
it.
that-
It's on there.
Well, put your big head over that way a little bit.
Up off the porch.
That's all right. That'd be worth it.
That'd be worth it, he says. Yeah, he's so nice.
I bet all Sam's neighbors have free internet.
Hmm.
I said, I bet all Sam's neighbors have free internet.
Yeah.
No,
She's a central hotspot.
I don't have Wi-Fi.
You're a hotspot though.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah, they're giving me a hotspot out at camp, but they said I'm only allowed to use it for Forest Service business.
Yeah. I didn't know if this would work. This is whoa. This is a cellular connection. I'm running now. My husband's got his TV hooked to it, his tablet hooked to it, and a little phone that we had so he can message me if he wants to. It's all hooked to it.
Yep.
Everything's still running.
Yeah, if you got a hotspot, it gives you internet, pretty damn good internet. A good hotspot works just like cable. But yeah, when he told me, he says, "Oh, we got a hotspot for you, by the way, and we'll get it set up with you in your system once you get settled." And he said that way you can get on and manage all the reservations and everything. You can contact me through the internet, blah blah blah. And I go, "Oh, wow. What about downtime if I want to get on there?" He goes, "Bad news. Don't ever do anything personal on it." He says it's a government federal account. He said anything you do on it becomes their property.
Right.
Uh-oh. I said, yeah, I get that. I've been down that road. No. And right away I thought, oh yeah. They can even stretch that rule to the point where anything on the device you're connecting with becomes their access. They have the right to.
Yep.
So I took my laptop this morning and wiped it clean. There ain't nothing on that puppy at all. And that's what I'm setting it up as, and it's going to have a big FS on it. Fucking shits. And that's the only device that I'm going to use to contact the Forest Service with, is that device. Otherwise, no, I'm not going to set the hotspot up on my desktop or anything else. Yeah, just that one laptop. Yeah, you can use your phone as a hotspot. Yeah, if you got a good phone,
That's what I do.
That's what most people do, is use their phone as, but you got to get the hotspot account. Because if you're just, you get a phone package that's got 10G and then it bottlenecks and you're like, oh yeah, you want to see lag.
Yeah.
But if you get a hotspot account, then you've got a lot more airtime, a lot more bandwidth for longer time. And
this account doesn't have any limit. My phone has limits. This one doesn't.
Well, I found that those accounts, limitless accounts, there's no limit on how much you are transmitting back and forth, unless the bandwidth is overburdened. Then they can step you right down to 2G.
Yeah.
And it's not that you have to quit using the internet. It's just that it gets slow and laggy. the barnyard chicken's got 40 GC, and that's about right, isn't it? Running water 40 to 50, and that's at 5G. That's that's streaming
Yeah,
at high speed without getting any bottleneck. You don't
see,
see any kind.
I'm not really sure because on mine, I have pretty much unlimited, but I'm paying about $400 a month for it. So, but I use it for my PlayStation or laptop a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah.
The hotspot to the phone,
Yeah,
and I'm usually going through a good 250, 300 gigs a month.
yeah, about 4 to 6 times what most plans allow. Yeah,
Right.
look at what's that?
She got the damn light out of my eyes. I'm getting ready to go.
Yeah.
Has he
she's
been?
glowing.
Yeah. Now you got this halo.
This aura.
Yeah.
This-
Like an
They go
angel.
halo.
She's the angel of the stream.
Yeah.
She's got
Hey,
a,
halo. Trust me.
yeah.
Hey, me and Sally rode under a rainbow this evening.
Oh, did you? Did you? Yeah, the Phoenix and the rainbow. There you go. There's a story in itself. So Granny, you got to be just feeling pretty awesome about having Sally back, eh?
Oh yeah, the poor old lady that called me, I about put her deaf squealing in the phone.
Well, when I saw your video of you walking to go get her, I thought, boy, she better not get there and then have them say, oh, we forgot something. It's going to be tomorrow.
I was just
Because-
walking up the top of the road.
Because we would have seen it in the headlines. Yeah, mechanic gets murdered outside of a big white van. Yeah.
They done a good job. The lines are really perfect. I mean, where everything goes together. They done.
I know in the video, I replayed it a few times and just looking at her when you were filming her, and I thought, yeah, they did an awesome job. They did a very good job.
They sure did.
That's me, Dibble. My phone, my phone. I'm almost as smart as my phone. Almost, but my phone, yeah, it's wearing the dunce cap in the class of phones. Yeah.
Hey, Bean. Bean.
Hey, Mystic Bunny, it's good to see you, Jan. Oh, I'm having a nice day. I'm so excited about getting out at camp, but I am so just bumming because it's like, am I gonna get this pulled off? I got a gut feeling I'm gonna end up having a whole truckload of shit that gets left here. I'll get set up and have to come back home and get that second load.
Yeah.
There's I've got places for everything once it's there. And yeah, it was nice because my supervisor said he'd given me the card and PIN number so I could go to there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 different gas stations that I can go to and put gas in the truck and get gas for my generator. I thought, boy, that's pretty sweet. He says, oh yeah, you get your gas and oil and anything that you might need to maintain the truck right on that card. And he said, plus we're going to get you, because it's electronic locks, he says, we're going to get you the PIN number to get into our what we call the bunker, our central bunker, which is only 5 miles down the road from my campground. And he says, and that's just packed full of equipment and supplies. So if there's anything you need, you just go take it, sign it out. You don't have to call us or not. He says, I want to set it up where you only call us if you actually need us. We don't want to have to inconvenience you when you say, hey, I need a case of toilet paper for the campground. You go down to the bunker and get a case. You don't have to call us and hope to get it before you run out. Bean.
Me Dibble's leaving. So we're gonna have me
Hey, we'll see you, me Dibble. You have a good night. Thanks for being here.
Dibble.
Night,
Beaner,
me, Dibble.
what's up, Bean? Bean, you look
Hey,
hungry.
darling.
Bean needs a
Bean.
Whopper.
Is always hungry.
He needs a Whopper. Look at him.
He needs a
no,
Whopper.
he doesn't need to eat anything. I went inside. I got myself a meatball sub from Subway with, add pepperoni to it, fully decked out. I come out to the truck. I set it up on the steering wheel, and I noticed I had a bungee hanging down from the side
trailer.
step of, from the side step of the truck.
Oh yeah.
So I got it untangled, refastened it back to my step. Get back up there, my sub is gone, and so is Bean.
And so is Bean.
Yeah, look at
He-
Bean. He's looking down.
Yeah, he's hiding in the back, and the wrapper's all over the seat. And it's like, yeah, he had his dinner. He's not getting any kibble
All right,
tonight.
Bean.
He woofed that down that fast, eh?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
damn, Boston's they're 90% mouth.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
All right, Bean. Now you gotta take a good shit.
That's
Yeah,
it.
we'll take care of that in the morning.
Morning
You-
shit.
You hope he can hold it till morning.
Yeah, well, it's not the first time he's gotten into stuff. He ate up, those, was like a quarter-pound bag of shelled pistachios.
Oh yeah.
Ate the whole bag. That was fun watching him crap that out for 3 days.
Hold on.
Pistachios.
Yeah, he ate all the pistachios. Those aren't cheap.
No. His last stop at home. I'm over at his house and Bean's running around. Bean comes over and he keeps plopping up against me, it's like, yeah, I like you when I come home, and Running Water goes, Bean, you want a treat? Well, now the world's going to hell, right? Oh God, everything has to stop. I'm getting a treat. Well, he gives Bean this big old chew bone. That thing's hard. Bean got a hold of that, and it was only about 3 minutes, and that thing was gone.
Dang.
He chewed that thing to pieces and gulped her down. And Running Water says, oh, yeah. To him, it's just a snack, that big old bone, He buys that dog hoofs. Hoofs. And some of them are pretty damn big. And that dog will chew the hell out of that hoof in no time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he prefers the smoked hoofs, the mesquite smoked ones. Yeah.
So my question is,
Yeah.
what did you have for dinner, Running Water?
I went back in and got another sub and held on to the damn thing.
And held on to it. Don't let it out of my hands. Yeah. Should have hung Bean by that bungee cord off the step until you finish your stuff.
Well, and
Hey,
that's the
Mr.
problem with
Fulton.
this new truck. The dash is lower and it's deeper, so he can actually get up on the dash and walk the whole length of the dash now.
Oh gosh.
That there's times I'll hop out of the truck, I turn around, and he's up in the
the
dash,
windshield.
and he sees me looking at him. I'm pointing at him. He hops down like, oh yeah, I'm not supposed to be here. By the time I come back out, he's back up there again, snooping around, trying to see what he can get into.
Crazy Bean. I get a kick out of him though.
Yeah, he sure didn't like that medicine though.
No. The look on his face when you were squirting that crap in his mouth, that was pretty good. Hi, Kathy.
Hey, Kathy.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Kathy.
Oh, Samantha. Yes.
I told the vet next time he needs meds, give me the pills. He'll just swallow those. He don't care.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But when it comes to that any liquid stuff, yeah,
he becomes all tongue.
I end up wearing half of it.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh shit.
That's too funny, Mike. I, oh lordy.
Go to bed.
It's not like he wants to go out or anything. Right now, he's just saying hi because he just came in.
He's looking back at you like, yeah, I just came in, but you wait.
Supposed to
I'll.
be petting me now.
Uh-huh. Yep. I either got to be pet or you got to let me out so I can get in a fight and get a little. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I tell you what, if I had to fight like that every time I wanted to get a little, I would have just gave up, man.
It's not worth it.
It's just not worth it. Uh-uh. Yeah.
Never know. You get a nice calico out there. Woo, buddy.
Woo, buddy. Woo, buddy.
You just never
Yeah.
know. Me neither.
Oh, I can't believe that. Oh, my butt hurts sitting there, and I haven't sat down much today at all. Maybe that's why my butt's just not used to sitting down.
What?
To put that on your butt.
What the hell? What are you doing with that?
That's a pain relief patch. You
And
know,
it's called capsation?
Yeah, it's got 0.25% capsation in it.
Put it
So-
on your pecker.
That's yeah.
Actually, Mike, funny story, because I use these for, I got a bad shoulder. I tore out my shoulder a couple years back. I'll put these on my shoulder. Went to bed, hot out, so I'm sleeping naked. I woke up in the middle of the night. It came off the shoulder and it ended elsewhere. Yeah, it doesn't belong elsewhere. So yeah, don't go to bed with these things on. You don't know where
All
they'll
right.
end up.
All right. Write it down because you inherit my channel. You got to have that for a story some night.
That's your voice.
Write it down. Write it down.
That's funny.
I'm glad
Did it
that's
really,
yours.
really burn?
I'm glad that's your story and not mine. Jesus.
Red eyes behind you, Granny.
It's hard to tell.
Well,
Barnyard chicken.
Orange skirt.
ain't no bird.
Hey, you know one good thing about having Sally back?
Nothing.
I can go out and start looking for a house.
Yeah. Yeah, you can get around. You can get around.
Yeah.
You can get around with confidence,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to
yeah.
get back.
That's the first thing I thought too is oh God, she can get in there, turn the key, and go where she needs to go and not even think of the vehicle, not have to
Yeah.
worry about getting there and getting back, Yeah.
Yeah, the Jeep started backfiring. Not a good thing. That probably means
Oh,
it's going to need
yeah.
a timing chain.
That's
Uh-oh.
backfiring.
Mm-hmm.
God, I'll never forget. I thought it was fun, When you're young, you don't know crap half the
Yeah.
time about what you think you know. And I had a 65 Chevrolet Bel Air, and I'm cruising around town with that car. And
There.
one night I got a wild hair, and I thought, what the heck? Cruising down the road, shut the car off, and just leave it in gear, and start pumping that gas pedal, and then turn the ignition back on. Boom! 5-foot flame shooting out the tailpipe, scaring the hell out of people. Sounded like gunshots all around town that night. Then one time I'm doing about 60 through town, and it's like 30-mile-an-hour speed limit. I'm doing about 60 through town. Shut the ignition off and just start pumping the gas, just pumping it. turned that ignition on. Boom! And all I heard was all this clank, 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 clank. Hey, and the motors, brrr, and I look in the rearview mirror, my whole exhaust right from the manifold all the way back to the tailpipe, all blown right out from under the car. And this, I turned around and ran back to get that crap off the street, you know. And I get back and there's this old guy standing outside his house and he goes, Jesus, what are you doing? I said, I was just making it backfire. He says, I've been hearing you all night. He says, but God, that was a bad one. And I go, oh, tell me about it. I said, it tore the whole exhaust. All of it's gone. It tore it all out from under the car. And he goes, you should have seen it. Hearing it was one thing, but you should have seen it. He says, did you realize you had flames coming out in front of your back tires all the way around the ass end of your car? No, I didn't see nothing. It scared the bejesus out of me just hearing the explosion, you know. Yeah, I learned. Don't do that. Don't do that. I did it one more time in that car about 3-4 months later, and that it wasn't good. I ended up frying 2 valves in the motor doing it. So,
Yep.
yeah, that's like I had a Pontiac, 1972 Pontiac that had the airbag suspension in the coil springs, and you could air those bags up as full as you wanted. So I,
God.
I aired them bags up, and that car, the rear bumper was about 4.5 feet off the ground. That car was just driving it. Front bumper's almost touching the blacktop. I'm driving around town with my ass way up in the air. Ain't that neat? Ain't that neat? Well, this cop saw me, and I knew what he was going to do. He was going to cite me for having that rear bumper too high off the road. So I figured I'll run, and I took off, and I thought he ain't going to catch me. But boy, that car was snaky going around corners with the ass head so high up in the air. And I got on this one street, and there was a railroad crossing. I hit that railroad crossing, and that impact, it blew one of the bags. Well, the 2 bags are connected with the same line, so that the one blew, the other one went flat instantly. Now I'm dragging the gas tank down the road because
Oh, Jesus.
I mean, it flattened the ass head right down to the road. I'm dragging, sparks flying all over, dragging the gas tank. I get home, pull in the driveway, get the car in the garage, slam the door, and I thought, aha, I did it. Cop comes pulling in the driveway nice and slow. And I'm standing outside the garage, and I go, hey, what can I do for you? He says, just get me your driver's license so I can write you a ticket. I said, what? I haven't been anywhere. And he says, the drag marks for the last half mile down the street, down to here, and all those gouges in your gravel driveway right into that garage tells me you're the guy I need to write the ticket to. Shit. Yep, just follow the trail. Yeah. I tell you, when I was young, I had some of the weirdest mishaps with vehicles. I should have been quite hurt by now or dead. Just, yeah. I always said, oh, every vehicle was a good one because it didn't kill me. It had to have been a good car. It didn't kill me. Ding. Somebody's microwave is done.
Not mine.
I cleaned off my studio desk today, and I'm looking at it thinking, what do I do with all that space? Kind of looks like Mike's workbench when he gets it all cleaned off, and he goes, check it out. I got everything cleaned up down here. You can see the floor. You can see the top of my workbench. Very next day, he's doing a live stream. Everything's full again. So I'm looking at this thinking, what do I do with all that space? I shouldn't ask that question because I guarantee it'll be full. Give it a day or two, it'll be full again.
We'll have to get you one of those full desktop mouse pads. That'd be a good addition to your desk.
What's that?
Like a mouse pad that's like 4 foot wide, 2 foot deep, covers the whole top of the desk.
You want to see
So the
my
whole
mouse?
desk is a mouse pad.
That's what I use now. And I end up with a little spot for the mouse. Michigan State Police mouse
cool.
pad.
It's my mouse pad.
Last time they cited him, they let him steal that off their counter.
That was a free gift. You get a free gift with every ticket. You know how
They
bad
got
my workbenches are. I actually just paid a guy to build me another one.
Yeah, he's got a. That's the one you told me about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sweet. I like. Yeah, I wish he was close to me. I'd have him build me one.
Yeah.
The only problem is I don't want to put that nice workbench in Running Water's shed because his brother would use it. I'd want it.
That's on the to-do list. Is actually building in workbench and table there where the sawhorses are now.
Right.
Because I had to keep shifting stuff when I was using different tools because there's too much weight on one end and the whole thing starts tipping.
Right.
It's like,
well, that's it. Is once you design it where you want your workbenches and stuff, it'll be designed to hold the tools you have.
right.
That is be designed for it.
I got four benches.
What's that?
Yeah.
I got 4 benches in my basement. Can't find any of them.
Why do I believe that?
3 outside.
Yeah, that was a nice empty bench you showed us that you had sitting outside.
Mm-hmm. That came out of Kentucky Fried Chicken. It's all
it did.
Yeah, it's all stainless steel.
Yeah.
That was a freebie.
That's nice when you find, like here in town, one of the properties I had under a management contract was our Taco John's. Well, Taco John's, they went out of business. They got a hold of me and said, we're done. We're out of business. We'll get the place emptied out before the end of our lease. Well, it was just a couple days after the start of their month, So I figured, well, yeah, they got all month to get that stuff out. At the end of the month, I go over there. Now, it's the first of the following month. I get over there, unlocked the doors, walked in. Holy shit, you couldn't breathe. Just abandoned the damn place. Food, everything out. And what did they do? They shut the power off. So all of their freezers, coolers, everything's rotten in there. And I was amazed. I got a hold of them and they said, we're not going to clean it up. Sue us. I did. I did end up suing them. But I had written notification from them. We're not cleaning up. Do whatever you want with whatever's inside. So I did. I just put an ad in the local paper that said, free stainless steel tables and equipment. Just call this number. They call me and I tell them, if you can handle the odor, you can go in there and take anything you want. All of it ended up disappearing. Guys coming in there and going, oh yeah, look at that. That's about a $6,000 table.
Mm-hmm.
And all we got to do is put up with the stink and get it outside and hose it off. And yeah, so I didn't have to deal with it.
She fixed her hair.
She fixed her hair.
She flipped it to the one side.
You're such a butthead. You gotta point everything out.
That's her polite way of flipping you off, Mike.
She called me a butthead. I'll take it.
Don't you start giving her grief about her hair again. Damn it.
Ah, it's on the
Yes,
side.
he picks on me all the time. Never fails.
No, he never gives up either. He just keeps on and on and on.
It's all good.
But that's like him giving me the finger. Then at least I know he still cares, you know.
Look at poor Bean. That poor dog. Ignored.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
he's got it so
Look at-
rough, that
look at-
poor
look
son of a
at
bitch.
that. Poor
One of
Bean.
these days, running water's gonna wake up, and that dog's gonna be gone because I'm gonna steal it.
Man.
Bean is the cutest person.
Yeah, you want a treat?
You want a treat?
So, yeah. That sub
And I
wasn't-
guarantee you that was a foot-long sub he ate.
Oh, actually, it's only the 6-inch. So
What the fuck? Are you on a starvation diet all of a sudden?
no, I had my fueling points, so it was free.
Oh,
His sub was free. I had
his
to pay
sub
for my
was-
replacement.
Right. You had to pay for yours. His sub was free.
Sorry, Sam.
You go.
You have to go back and look at that last like 3 minutes. Go back about 2 minutes and watch. It wasn't good for you.
I
Bean,
must have missed it. Damn it. Sorry.
Bean, look at me.
Hey.
Oh, look at me.
What? Be nice.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, West Haven.
it's so cool. That dog is.
That is so kind of you. Thank you so much. That is so awesome.
Yeah. Slow down, buddy.
Hey,
And-
Lena.
And thanks for sharing it out, West Haven. That is so awesome and sweet of you. Thank you.
Have another treat, do you?
Hmm?
We need another treat.
Hey, Chase.
I just gave him one. He just got one of those bacon strips.
Yeah. See, I get the big old soup bones.
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
yeah. That's what
Big old-
running water gets. That's what running water gets. The dog gets some sandwiches. Running water gets
Yeah,
I will never forget when I delivered. It was powdered milk that I delivered to. I'm trying to remember which dog food company it was, but when I got there, they let me take a tour of the plant, and I walked in and I got to where the dog biscuits were coming out of the big commercial ovens, this big conveyor just covered with dog biscuits. And there's these employees there that they've got, it looks like a long spatula, and they catch the ones that are broken or messed up, you know. All of them are standing there eating dog biscuits. Well, they're doing that. And I go, "You're not eating that dog food, are you?" And they said, "Well, yeah. They're awesome when they're fresh out of the oven. They're soft and chewy." I said, "You should look at the other end. What's going? What? Yeah, no, don't do that." There were trucks out there with chickens and most of the chickens were dead already. Nasty looking chickens. They were rough. And they're taking cages of them, dumping them down this hopper, and you could hear it. Zoom, zoom, zoom. They're grinding them chickens up, and they're turning them into doggy biscuits, and these people are eating that. And they're going, "Oh, but it's cooked." Yuck. West Haven. That's not necessary. You already did that once.
No, she did a $5 one. She didn't do that one. That's a different one. Now, see, no, there's a different one. There's another different one coming.
You done?
There's a big hug for you there, West Haven. There's a big hug. Thank you.
Yeah.
Show him a soup.
Yeah. Yeah, he Bean's done with his soup bone.
Wow.
It's gone.
Oh yeah, he woofs them things right down. Yep.
You know, and they're not small. Oh, you're not getting another one, you fat fuck. Back off. But yeah, I mean they're
Oh yeah.
pretty good size.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, settle down. You're not getting. You already had one.
Meatball stew. Do a video on when he takes a shit in the morning. I want to see how big that thing is.
Yeah.
About
Yeah.
the size of a chihuahua.
Really?
Yeah. Do us all a favor and private message that to Mike, would you? I don't think I want to watch Bean popping a big one.
Well, you know, it's funny seeing these drivers laughing at Bean at the truck stops because I've got him trained in to where he doesn't, you know, crap where they mow. You know, you got to
Right.
go into deep grass, or he'll push his butt up against a chain link fence to poop through the fence.
That's funny.
You know,
Funny.
they're just sitting there shaking their heads. I'm like, well, I can't get it to pick it up now. But
Uh-huh.
no one's gonna walk in it. It's in the woods beyond the fence.
Right.
You know?
Wait till he backs his ass up to electric fence. Then you'll see.
Yeah, that's good
Yeah.
advice, Samantha, for Brian. That's the a GoFundMe. A GoFundMe is a good way to go. Yeah.
Yeah, PayPal kind of takes percentage
Yeah.
on me. I don't think. Yeah.
Hey, Saltwater Born, good to see ya. Hope you're
they all-
having a good
They all take a little
Thursday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, saltwater.
bit.
Yeah. GoFundMe is one of the lower ones. PayPal, as long as it's a personal transaction, you don't have to worry about them taking any. But people don't pay close enough attention. Sometimes they end up giving you money on PayPal and they do it like it's like they're purchasing something. Well, then you're gonna get 1099 on that kind of shit at the end of the year, and then they charge fees on it. So yeah, it should automatically, no matter what, default to it being a personal donation kind of thing. You know, Running Water and I kind of mastered PayPal. By the way, on the
Just tell me when.
on the 22nd.
22nd. All right.
Yeah. So be looking forward to it. I'll be looking forward to getting it transferred. We got a money laundering deal going on, me and Running Water. Yeah. I move money out of an account that is really hard to access, but I can PayPal out of that account with no problem. But using that account otherwise is a real pain in the butt. So I send it to Running Water. He sends it back to me over to my PayPal account. And then I do a cash withdrawal off of my PayPal card. Yeah, all is good. Nobody loses any money. And yeah.
So, whose backyard do you think Granny is sitting in?
What?
It's not in this guy's backyard.
What's up, people?
Bill?
What's up,
Hey,
Granny?
What's up?
Sam, Mike, boy.
Hey, Phil. I got
Boy.
some spicy for you.
Look at that. Capsation patches.
Oh, for pain
pain.
relief. I've heard of that.
Yeah, now. Yeah, so I'm gonna send some of these to you, Phil. You know, we're gonna do the nutsack challenge, and
Hold on.
A nutsack challenge. You got to pull
Hold
one
on
of
a
them on
second
your
here.
nutsack.
Hold on. Doesn't sound like a challenge I want to do.
Oh, I want to see that one, especially if it's 2 million Scovilles.
Yeah, no way. Could you imagine? Holy mackerel.
That would be that could be viral though. I mean, the nutsack challenge with capsation. But you don't say they're pads, you know.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, you just see how you know who could sit there the longest.
Yikes. That's scary.
I already did it on accident, so I know what to expect.
You did it on accident?
Well,
Well, I had
he
it
fell
on my
asleep
shoulder.
and it traveled down to where it don't belong.
Woke up with that pad on Naughty Bits, and it wasn't good.
Oh, not good.
No, that ain't good. That ain't good.
So I heard someone got Sally back.
Yeah, she's just thrilled. She's just excited.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Are you outside?
Ever again.
She's out on her porch at the trailer.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought you could see trees over her shoulder there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hubby's watching TV, and I can't be in there with him watching TV.
Well,
so.
no.
And she's hot spotting it, so she's got great internet now. She's doing and she hasn't lagged or nothing tonight. That's just awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah, it is. It is. And yeah, she's coming in really good.
Well, actually, I'm using my Wi-Fi on this to hotspot everything else.
Right.
Okay. What's up, Brian? How you doing, man? Well, my daughter came back negative today, so we're all good.
Did.
We're all good on the home front here.
Oh,
yeah, she don't come out with any symptoms, so it wasn't trending that way. But a lot of times, these young people can have it and still not show any symptoms. So
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see the case number for the last 24 hours for Michigan?
Yeah, I saw that Michigan per capita has got the most COVID cases here recently.
We had just under 8 grand for yesterday.
Oh my God.
That is insane because here we had in the county I live in, we haven't had any cases, new cases in a month.
Wow.
Not, we had quite a few up till that point, but we haven't had any new cases in the last month. And
Yeah,
it's
it
like,
Well, I left about a month ago, so.
It
What's
makes me
that?
wonder,
I left about a month ago, so.
Yeah, you spreader.
We had 7 new cases in our school, our local school here. I'm glad my girls aren't going.
Well, our schools are hardly in session here. About the time they let them back into school, 2 weeks later, they're sending them home. You know, I mean, most of us in Michigan are going about our normal business. Restaurants are at 50% capacity. Gyms, I think, are kind of the same. Everybody's supposed to be wearing their mask everywhere they go. But they're going to start probably closing down movie theaters and restaurants here again. So, and then bars and,
Well, that new variant's coming out, so.
Yeah.
Well, and it really throws me off because I go down to like Indiana or go up into the Dakotas and stuff. You don't see masks anywhere. Nobody's wearing them.
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
Yeah. Well, I think some of the big problems is some of these places where it's where it's a bit, they talk about it a lot. I don't think they do it a lot, In New York, where they talk about masks a lot and they seem to have some of the biggest problems. I don't think they do it a lot. Here in Michigan, even though I'm in a northern county, I'm not in a way northern county. Even though I'm in a northern county, I go to the grocery store. I see pretty much everybody with their mask on. Maybe, like the last time I went, maybe I saw like a dozen people total, 3 or 4 different families, husband, wife, kids, whatever, that didn't have masks on. But, still 80% plus are wearing masks. So
that's the way it is here too. Is
the way it's spreading.
The people, it's the mandate is still there, but it's like it's become commonplace enough now where everywhere you go, and I still see people on occasion that get out of their car and they'll get halfway to the door of the store and they'll go, "Oh shit," and they'll turn around, run back to their car, grab their mask,
It's been me lately.
I did it twice this last week.
I've had so much on my mind, I just walked straight in the store and thought, "Oh shit," and turn around and walk back out.
I did that at Walmart the other day. I was just getting to the door and the door started opening and the girl inside, I see her all the time and she looks at me and she goes like that. And she points at her face and I go, look back and forth. Nobody was looking. I go, And I turn around and run back to my truck. And I come back just to piss her off. I had 3 masks on.
Oh,
I walked in, and she goes, "Well, hi, Sty." And I go, "Hi, I can hardly talk because all of this on my face." So.
Well, I heard a greeter in Meyer the other day as I went in. People behind me didn't have their masks on, and the Walmart greeter says, "Do you have your masks?" And they just kept walking. They just completely ignored the Walmart greeter and just kept going. But but they've been told not to be confrontational.
Well, and that is wise, actually.
Yeah, because you wind up in lawsuits and all sorts of other crazy shit starts happening. People's emotions. You see those videos. People's emotions get going, and then it's not just the person who's not wearing the mask and the person that works there confronts them. Now it's the other people that are wearing masks and that start defending the person telling you to wear a mask, and then that person getting even more upset. Yeah, it gets crazy.
Well, and that's it's not worth it escalating into a big ass escalation and somebody getting hurt over it. It's not worth it.
If you get physical, you're liable to get the COVID.
Well,
see now, if I was a Walmart manager, I'd give my door person access to the PA system. And when somebody walks in without their mask and everybody else is wearing them, and they walk in without their mask, and you politely ask them, "Oh, could you please put a mask on?" And, "No, I'm not wearing no damn mask." You go, "Well, okay." Wait till they walk all the way into the store away from you, get on the PA and go, "Attention shoppers, there's a non-mask wearer coming into aisle 1 right now. And you might want to keep social distancing anywhere near the non-mask wearer." And just leave it at that.
Yeah, but then you have the mask wearers that feel like it's their duty. Trust me, there's been a time I want to say something like, why do you think you're so privileged that you can be walking around the same place I'm walking around without a mask? What makes you feel like you're so privileged? But it's like, you know what? I just keep my mouth shut and I just wear my mask and I get in and I get out of the store.
But that's to me, it would be no different for the non-mask wearer to say, "How dare you wear a mask and be so damn close to me? I want to see who the hell you are. I don't like the idea I can't tell who you are." They got they got the same rights the mask wearer has. They have the same. The thing is if you see somebody without a mask, get clear of them. Stay away from them.
Yeah.
Why get in a confrontation over it?
It's
like the other day when I was at the bank and I sat out there in my truck for a few minutes watching the people coming and going out of that bank, and I'm going, I should walk in there and rob the place, because they won't know who did it. It was a guy in a mask. These people are wearing masks in the bank doing business. Since when? I'm 64 years old and never heard of such a thing that could be done. That you can legally walk into a bank masked up.
That's hilarious.
Think about it. If I ran that bank, I'd be saying, "You ain't getting in that damn door with a mask on."
Exactly.
I'd be telling my employees, "You guys wear masks because we know who the hell you are. You guys wear the masks, but those customers are not walking in here with a mask on their face. Ain't happening. I ain't going to take that risk."
Then you get customers one at a time, and they'd have to stand out the door in a line 6 feet apart.
That's it. And that's one thing I noticed too is I ran in there quick, did my little bit of banking, got the hell out of there, wore my mask. But on the way out, there's about 7 people standing in the front entrance. They're all within a foot or two of each other, waiting to use the ATM machine. I'm going, well, ain't that smart? Put the ATM machine in a room that's about 5 feet by 8 feet.
Well, it was already there.
I mean, they've got one at the drive up. Close down the one indoors and let them drive up to the one outside. Look at that. Yeah.
He's coughing all over the place. People got masks on.
That's it. He's a spreader. He
wanna
drives
catch-
all over the damn country, spreading it all over.
I don't want to catch the bean virus.
You've already caught it twice, dude.
Well,
You'd be one unlucky MFer if you got it a third.
I want the new variant. Yeah.
So there's no granny.
Bless you. Oh no! Oh no!
I even had to put it on upside down that time. I'm gonna have to leave. I can't be around you people. You're all just sickly.
Y'all a mess. There you go. Sit down.
What the hell? Yeah, he just
What?
wants.
Oh, now really put him down. We don't want to see him doing that. Him in front of his computer squirting stuff in his hands. That's not good.
No, it gets you kind of wondering, you know.
How do you think? How do you think his last computer broke?
That's it.
Oh,
Hey, at
shoot.
least all the sickies are over on that side now, so I'm good.
Put all the sickies on one side,
Yeah,
right?
those two over there coughing and sneezing on everything.
The
I went in the store the other day like this. Go ahead.
I've done that when I've gone into like a gas station thing and forgot my mask.
Yeah,
And
over here, I did that. The guys over here are cool as shit.
well, it's funny because some of these gas stations, even though their employees wear and they got the notes and everything, some of these gas stations, about 50% of the people seem to wear them going into the gas stations. You know, it seems like that's one of those things, especially if you're like a local. You know, there's one I stopped by that there's a trailer park about a quarter mile down the street, and everybody walks up there from the trailer park, and it seems like none of those people wear a mask. And then the construction people that stop at that gas station, most of them walk in there without a mask on. So,
well, that's all Jim Bob's relative. So,
and Jim Bob does have issues. I don't know if Jim Bob's ever put a mask on. To be honest with you, he don't go out much though. We keep him we keep him back here. So,
no, yeah, right.
The Jim Bob's in cages.
His room. I thought
he feels like an illegal immigrant.
Right.
Well, I was just going to say, I thought for sure you put up plastic walls for him and got rid of the cage. You know, I can't do that. It's too easy to see him through that plastic. Yeah.
Well, that was inside the truck stop here when I went in there. All the cashiers, the people in Subway, none of them are wearing the cloth mask. They're wearing the plastic splash shield.
Yeah, which doesn't do a thing.
Does nothing.
All it does is stop it from going vertically, you know, or horizontally out. But it's still airborne. It's still airborne. I've seen that. CDC even said that those are only they're to protect the wearer, not
from bloodborne contamination.
Right, things that are splatted in their face. That's what they're for. But see, the thing is everybody's become a professional on the topic. You know, everybody knows what's best for everybody else, and
even Fauci doesn't know what's right.
And I'm at that point where do what you think is best for you. Go ahead, be selfish, and think about what is the safest thing for you to do, and quit trying to make the rest of the world do what you decide to do. Just everybody be responsible and grown up. I asked, that was one of my questions, and he answered it for me. I had it on my list of what I needed to know from my Forest Service supervisor about the mandate that you have to wear a mask when you're on federal property. Well, the campground that I'm a host for is federal property. And he goes, oh, and by the way, you know the mandate for wearing a mask on federal property? I said, oh, shit. I was hoping you wouldn't even bring that up. And he goes, don't worry about it. When you're one-on-one dealing with a camper, have a mask in your pocket ready to put on if you got to come up to and confront a camper. He said, otherwise, you don't have to wear that damn mask. And I go, well, what about the mandate? And he says, no. He says that mandate ends in about 26 days. And he says the campground's not even legally open until after that. He says we've had national Zoom conferences on the whole issue, and they've decided, the Department of Interior told the Forest Service it is up to them how they manage the national forests. That Biden, whatever Biden says is in general, no, the Forest Service sets its own regulations, not the president. And those regulations go under congressional review, and they go through the regular process to become law. So their position on it is there will now not be mandatory mask wearing unless you cannot social distance. Then you are required. Like, I can't ride in a pickup truck with another Forest Service employee without wearing a damn mask. So I told him, I said, that's good. I'll fill the front seat full of shit so nobody can ride in my truck with me. Sorry, I got no room for you. You can ride in the box, but you better wear a mask because I think you're going to be within 6 feet of me. I think so.
Well, I gave them hell out there in Wyoming at the port of entry. Usually I get flagged by because I got the transponder pre-pass deal.
Yeah.
But, got pulled in, and they take and check all trucks. Everyone's supposed to stop at the port of entry. Well, have to wear a mask to go in there. And I asked them, why are you guys bringing us in? They're like, well, we have to verify your CDLs and your physicals and stuff. I'm like, and he's looking at my license and he's typing stuff on the computer. And I pointed at the license. I said, how do you know that's me?
Bruce.
Yeah.
I'm wearing this big old mask.
Yeah.
And he kind of shut
Are
up.
you
He's
sure
like,
that's me?
I was like, so you can't verify anybody that's coming through here because everyone's wearing a mask. How many people have you let go by with fake IDs or stolen IDs?
Right. Yeah, there's 1,001 examples of where some of it doesn't make sense, but the whole general thing is that it does. Oh, Samantha fell off. Oh, yeah.
Hey, Bruce.
Troublemaker. Hi, Bruce. Hey guys, we're going to take a 1 minute break, just 1 minute, because I got to shout out my channel members. So, and it only takes 1 minute. I think I'm going to shout them out. Where is it? There it is. I thought, oh my gosh, what happened to my clip? 1 minute. Don't anybody go anywhere.
Okay.
We're going to be around a while yet. Asshole. Here they are. Some of the greatest channels on earth. Bunch of great folks. Bye, Samantha. Enjoy your dinner. Love you, girl.
You tell your grandson I said thank you, Bruce.
Yeah.
That was sweet.
Yeah.
Hey, Earl.
Hey, Earl. Earl. Yeah, Earl's welcome up here anytime. Yeah.
But we can't hear a word you're saying, Earl, because you muted the mic.
Yeah. Yeah, thumbs up. He goes, yeah. God, you didn't want to hear what I was saying anyway.
Yeah.
Hey, running water. Where the hell is that? Oh my God.
What?
I got to show you something. I was, I got this awesome wireless microphone system, right? It's got lapel mic that I clip up in my beard and it works like $1,000,000. It's got the head strap mic, with the boom mic on it. It's got a little mic you can mount on top of a camera. And Running Water goes, whoa, I got a jack that'll fit right into that GoPro. And we were both just thrilled and excited. Nope, don't work that way. You got to have GoPro's adapter for a microphone if you've got a GoPro 7 Black, right? So I ordered the adapter and I got this whole new outer case for it that holds the adapter. Now, this just plugs into the side of the GoPro, and then on the end, there's two jacks. There's one for regular post jack and one for it's got the C USB. It works like $1,000,000, man. I plugged my remote microphone system on this, turned the camera on, said, well, I'm just testing this to see if the audio is if it's going to pick up the microphone or not. I got up and the camera's sitting on my studio just running. I get up, walk out of the picture, and I go, well, I'm heading for the kitchen. I'm going to see if it picks me up or not. There's no change in that microphone audio. I went in my kitchen around the corner, so I had two walls between me and my studio. Never heard a change at all. Went into the bedroom, closed the door, went all the way to the farthest corner of the bedroom. I've got a big heavy wall and the door between me and the studio. Don't hear a single change in the audio. Then guess what I did? Well, let's make sure. I left the apartment. Now I've got a solid core wooden door on the apartment. All the outer walls are concrete. I got out of the apartment, went to the elevator, and I'm talking. I got on that elevator. I talked all the way down, got to the first floor. I'm on the 4th. I got to the first floor and I said, I'm exiting the elevator. I'm going out the back door of the building. I went out the back door. And I'm standing out there looking up at my apartment. I should have put the camera in the damn window. And I'm standing out in the parking lot looking up at my apartment, 40-some feet up there. I'm 40-some feet out in the parking lot, and I go, I bet you it ain't picking this shit up through that big concrete building at that far away. No way. And I talked all the way back up the elevator and in here, downloaded that video and played it. Nowhere in there can you tell that I'm not sitting right here in front of the camera. The audio never changed. All the way through all that concrete and everything. I am going to have so much fun out at camp, man. I can set a couple cameras up, have them running. I can wander all over and talk, and my audio will be just like I'm standing right there in front of the camera. Oh, I'm going to have fun with that shit. Oh,
I'm gonna give Bean a Twinkie. Here, Bean.
Don't eat them Twinkies, Bean.
These are good. You know, the other day was National Twinkie Day.
I thought every day was National Twinkie Day.
Only for this boy over here.
Oh no, that means
They're Chinese though, mixed berry.
he's
Or
I
that
lo-
time, or that time of the month Twinkie.
yeah, I like the mixed berry. I just don't look in them. It's another one, just like them bunny balls that Crazy Ann gave me. I don't look in them anymore. You bite them and they look bloody in the center. It's just like, oh yeah, I just bit that rabbit's nut in half. Oh no.
You know you're muted, Phil.
Where'd you go, Granny?
Granny went and wrecked it for Mike.
Yeah,
There you go.
Mike was enjoying the quiet.
Right. Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot, Granny. There you go.
What the hell? This guy just wants me to have to constantly keep reaching for that damn
Shuffling people. Every damn shuffling.
God damn it. What? Oh, I.
Getting dizzy. Stop.
Keep it up, and I'll quit pulling people back up.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Right.
Yeah. Not that, I don't want to get your hopes up, Yeah, well, leave that fucker in the basement for a while, man. Oh, fuck, he left.
Yeah, he'll leave the basement.
That's Mike.
That fucker left. He's, I'll tell you what. If we didn't have proper etiquette or rules, poor Mike, he wouldn't know what to do with himself. He'd go, what the hell can I do wrong? What can I break? What can I, who can I piss off? Oh, you guys got to have some kind of rules so I can upset somebody. Come on. Yeah, he'd be at a total loss if there ain't no rules. He left, so what? Nobody gives a shit. Yeah, because there ain't no rules. You can come and go. You don't have to say nothing. Heck, he's not even out in the chat. He might have fallen down in the driveway again. Oh, that guy pissed me off telling me about his falling down he didn't just fall down in the driveway. He passed out in the damn driveway.
Yep.
He said at least he got a 20-minute break. I said, you freaking moron. That's like me saying, oh, I had open heart surgery because I really needed a week off. I mean, what the hell? As long as I can tell you, oh, fuck off, I'm happy. Yeah. That's it. And who are we to disappoint,
Right?
Oh, you talk about a customer coming to pick up a new ride?
Yeah, I got a customer. Well, they were there at the somewhat at the end of the day, and he just wanted to check with his insurance company, make sure he got his GM authorization number and everything else. And on my ride home, he messages me that he got the insurance, he did this. I'm like, all right, cool. All right, well, all right. So now I'm off tomorrow. So now I got to contact my boss to pull things for me. I always hate doing that on my day off. I'd much rather go in and handle it myself.
Right.
But I'm not driving 45 minutes there and 45 minutes back to do it.
Do that. Yeah.
It kind of screws up my day off,
Yeah, no kidding.
But I've got this guy sending me all this all the information I need, so I can go in an hour early on Saturday, put everything together and be
ready for him to take delivery.
Yeah. He's already done the credit of that part, so
I get a text message yesterday. Was that yesterday or the day before? Day before yesterday. I get a text message about 10 o'clock in the morning. And it's from my youngest boy. Dad, can you give me a ride this afternoon at about 3 o'clock? And I text back to him. I said, well, yeah, sure, I can do that for you. Where you got to go? And he goes, I got to go pick up my truck. He says, he told me which dealership he was getting it from. And I said, really? He says, yeah, I found a truck. He says, I'm going to be happy with it, I think. He says, and he says, so I just need a ride to the dealership. Everything's done. I just got to go do the last tidbits of paperwork, sign here, sign there, and out the door you go. That's okay. So I picked him up, took him down there, and he points out the truck as we're pulling in, and I go, so what did you pay him for that truck? He told me, and I go, that's below book. He goes, yeah. The guy's just trying to make room on the lot, so he's got 5 vehicles. He just wants to figure they'll move quick if he brings the price down a little bit below book. Well, you know that he didn't give crap for them. He took them on trade-ins, right? They're used. Sure. So he's still making money below book. But my kid's coming out good because he's about $2,000 below book. So he got himself a 2007 Denali pickup, crew cab. And that puppy looks like it just left the showroom.
14 years old?
Yeah. And I don't recall the exact miles on it, but I kid you not. I got underneath that thing. I was all over that truck. While he's inside doing the paperwork, I'm giving that thing the once over because I want to bitch at him that, oh yeah, you screwed up. You shouldn't have got that because of this or that. That damn truck looks like it just rolled off the showroom floor. There wasn't even dirt on the undercarriage. You can see all the frame paint, everything. It's just, there's no grease seepage out of any joints. There's no oil anywhere on the bottom end of the engine. The thing is so clean. The whole body on that truck, there's not even paint nicks. There's no paint nicks in it. There's only 2 parking lot dings in the driver's door where somebody else in the truck swung their door open and put a ding in that truck. Tiny little dings too. I couldn't find nothing wrong with that except the interior. I said, whoever owned this truck was one big bugger. And he goes, why do you say that? And I said, the wear and tear on that driver's seat on that on the door side of it, you can tell he's been dragging his fat ass out of that truck so many times that he's actually wore the stitching along the side of the seat. And he goes, yeah, I saw that. And he says, otherwise the interior's in sweet shape. I said, oh yeah, I mean the interior looks close to new. And he says, well, a big fat guy, that don't mean much. It's a truck. It should have been able to haul his big butt around. I said, yeah, I think so. I said, but I got up in it and I checked things out. And he goes, what do you mean check things out? I said, yeah, steering column's nice and solid. Steering wheel doesn't rattle or anything. So I don't think he was using the steering wheel to get his butt up in that seat. I said that was the first thing I worried about was he's using that steering wheel to yank himself up in that seat. But everything else on the interior, it's pristine. It's just pristine. And the only thing I don't like are the 20-inch tires on that puppy.
Pretty big for a truck.
Yeah, that bugger's got 20-inch tires on it.
You mean the rim?
That Denali's a nice rig. No, well, that's but it's on the tire. It's a 20-inch tire. It says.
Right.
Yeah.
My driver. By the way, my driver's seat. I'm getting in and out. I mean, who gets in it? First of all, I don't have running boards. I have a pickup truck, and I rub my ass across the side of the seat. And after 376,000 miles,
it finally starting to show somewhere. I can hear you now.
Oh,
mine probably for the last 100,000 miles has started to show somewhere on the driver's seat.
Yeah.
Y'all know
Yeah.
y'all
But
can't
now,
say
like,
nothing about. Go ahead.
oh, go ahead, Granny.
Y'all know y'all can't say nothing about vehicles without me saying something about mine. You know how we found out it was Sally was done? I went to pick the girls up this morning in the Jeep and we were pulling out of the road and Mary saw it and she started hollering, "That's Sally! That's Sally! There goes Sally!" I said, "No, it wasn't." So we went back up and turned around, went back down the 4 lanes and went back to the place and there she was sitting out of the garage. I was like, "Oh my God."
They're taking her out for a test drive.
Yeah, so I went in and asked them early this morning, and they said, "Well, we still got a few little things to do. So if we're not too busy today, you might be able to get her tomorrow evening." And when they called today, I was just over the top.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, they put them all back together, but they still got to get someone to do the alignment, set the headlights. There's things that you have to do that you don't do in the body shop that you have to do in the service department. If it's
they
not,
had come back from the dealership. They were coming back from the dealership when we saw them.
Yep.
Oh,
And
okay.
it was like I said, "No, that wasn't Sally," and they said, Mary's like, "Yes, it was. It was her."
That's too good though.
There aren't probably too many like yours around, I would guess.
No.
Oh yeah, no, you
especially
see one every city block, right?
Right.
That's
Big
But
old
they-
white man like
Sally.
that.
It's nice to have a vehicle that you don't see a lot of.
Right.
There's only one other King Ranch in the same decor as mine that I've seen in 3 years. So that's good. That's good.
Well, that's my
I
truck.
like that.
There's only one other blue Tacoma anywhere near that I ever see, and he's got the little suicide door in the back instead of the crew cab like I got, and then he doesn't have all the redneck stickers on the back of his truck like I do. So
There's some, but they don't have the sliding door. They have the utility doors.
no.
Yeah, I told my youngest boy, I asked him, I said, "What are you going to do with your Colorado?" He says, "If I can get it to start, I might drive it to the junkyard." I said, "Oh, okay." Oh, God. Don't bring up GM 5-cylinders to my youngest boy.
No.
Oh, God. Well, unless you got an hour or two to listen to him rant.
You might be surprised. You might be surprised what a Colorado would take in, at least on trade.
No, his is in very bad shape. Three of his doors, the actuators, window actuators are shot. The 4-wheel drive is shot. Isn't the I don't know if it's something in the transfer case or what's going on, but the front end just will not engage. He's replaced anything and everything he could dream of and just cannot get that 4-wheel drive to function. And
well, we took my code reader out there, plugged it in, and it brought up like 30 different codes. He's like,
right,
not even messing with it. And
It's
just shut it off.
Yeah, it's got, that truck has gotten to the point where what it would take him to get it to be worth anything to speak of, it would almost be like, well, I'm investing in it to get my money back, is all. Where he can probably sell it outright to somebody that's willing to tinker with it, somebody that's inclined, and probably get a fairly good ticket price on it, on a private sale, as is kind of private sale. So I told him that's what he needs to do, is just find somebody that's inclined to go through that checklist and do those things themselves. And
look at that little hottie in the hat.
And it's got a lot of rust in that truck. So yeah, I love that. Yeah.
That little hottie in the hat. Wow.
Yeah.
I do that for $1.
I do that for $1. That's yeah. What would you do for $1?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't know if I should say. You'd be surprised what I'd do for $1. Yeah.
Mm.
Hell, you don't even have I'll tell you what. I'll just put it on your tab. You don't even have to give me $1.
Oh.
Yeah, the Colorado truck is good enough to be considered safe by the local cops. Yeah, my kids Colorado. That's the problem with that one is it's got a lot of rust in it too.
No.
A lot of rust.
But it's stupid. Like those stupid little S10s.
Oh
You know,
God, yes.
S10. You know, you think it's a $200 or $300 truck. They can drive it in. They get $1,500 for the stupid thing because the wholesalers will give us, you know, $2,000 for it.
Yeah,
it's stupid on some of these trucks. I had a sales manager years ago said if you had a SUV or a pickup truck, if the 4-wheel drive on it worked, it was worth $2,500 without even, you know, it doesn't matter. The miles doesn't matter anything. If the 4-wheel drive on it worked, it was worth $2,500.
Back in 1984, I had a guy tell me if the 4-wheel drive functions, if it'll start and you can test the 4-wheel drive to make sure that it functions. It don't have to run good. It just needs to start enough that you can test that 4-wheel drive. If that 4-wheel drive works, the body can be completely rotted off of it. And it's worth $1,000. That's an 84.
Wow.
I got myself a 47 Willys Jeep. Ran like $1 million. 4-wheel drive worked like $1 million. I mean, it was a good Jeep. Running Water was a kid, but he remembers that Jeep. Well, I told the guy, I said, how much you got to have for that Jeep? He goes, you know, if it runs and the 4-wheel drive works, it's worth $600. I said, well, if it's worth $600, I guess it's worth $600 because there was no place you could get a running 4-wheel drive for $600 in '84. Right. And so I actually $2,500 for a running vehicle with 4-wheel drive sounds reasonable to me. It's crazy, but it makes sense, you know. And see, and that I had an S10 4-wheel drive, had the V6 in it. Loved that little S10. God, that thing was sweet. And the box had been removed and a custom flatbed had been built on it. And it was a good flatbed, man. That was a sweet flatbed truck. It looked good. It was black and it had a beautiful stained flatbed with rails. Yeah. Everybody, when I drove around in it, people would point at times. Oh, look at that S10. That's sweet. Blew a head gasket in it. And what I didn't like was I was accelerating to pass somebody, and I'm already doing 55, and I romped on her going to pass somebody, blew a head gasket. Well, that ain't good. That ain't good. Of course,
Shit, I forgot.
Bunch of coolant down the cylinders. I shut her down right away and coasted off the side of the road. I knew what happened the minute I saw that white puff out the tailpipe. Whoa! I just, oh shit, blew a head gasket. And shut her down, had it towed home. Well, then I landed another truck and I thought, do I want to spend the money, get that head gasket replaced in that truck and on and on. And I just didn't have the spare cash at the time. And I thought, okay, I'll just put it on Facebook for sale. I listed it on Facebook and it wasn't 2 hours after I listed it. I got a guy outside pounding on the damn door. Are you the guy with the S10, that black S10 out there for sale? I said, yeah. He said, I'm not even going to dicker with you. He says, I'll just pay you what you're asking for it. And I said, I just listed it as best offer. And he goes, well, what would be the best offer? You tell me. And I thought, well, he'll dick around. He'll dick around on it. That damn truck was old, man. It had 200 and 30,000 miles on it, blown head gasket. And I said, $1,500. He goes, oh, give me about 20 minutes. I'll be right back. He took off, and I thought, he ain't never coming back. Why didn't he just say, hey, would you take $800 for it or something? No, he comes back with $1,500 cash. And I go, are you sure? And he goes, oh, no, I got no problem. Yeah, I understand. Blown head gas. No, yeah. He towed that truck out of there, and it wasn't maybe a month later. I see that truck running around town. He took it home, replaced the head gasket in it. He driving the shit out of it, and he sold it last spring. And he had it parked down here, and it had a sticker price on it, $2,500. And I'm thinking, shit, I should have replaced the head gasket. I would have come out ahead. Just replacing the head gasket. S10s, man, them little buggers, for some reason, people want them.
There are those people out there. No, but when you got an old truck like that, though, you almost have to be a mechanic that can do stuff yourself, because as soon as you got to spend, $1,000, $1,500 on a car that's worth $1,000, $1,500, then it don't make no sense.
No.
But if you can work on that stuff yourself, and someone else might charge you $1,000 for a couple $100, you can put a new head gasket on it. Then yeah.
That's right.
That's right.
Granny been repairing that Astro van since Astro was a dog.
Well, I was going to say before they stole the dog's name for the band. Yeah. But that's it. I've had 2 Jeeps. I've had 2 Jeep Cherokees. Oh, they're like Granny's Jeep. And one was an 88, and the other was a 91 maybe. And both of them had over 300,000 miles when I sold them. Had over 300,000 miles on them. And I got rid of them, but I didn't need to. It's just that I got tired of, they were at that point where they were nickel and diming me all the time, No, the exhaust crapped out on it, so I had to replace the exhaust. I put all new exhaust in. I didn't have somebody do it. I did it myself. And so really it was just material costs most of the time for the repairs. They were worth hanging on to until I got tired of working on them. And then I said, well, I'm going to get rid of them, get something I don't have to work on for a while, Heck, I had an old Chevy Lumina. I drove that son of a bitch literally to death. It was to the point where that son of a bitch, I don't think it'll make it to town. I sold it to a guy for $800, and that son of a bitch I still see driving around. It's like,
we got my Jeep for $150, and I haven't really put hardly anything in it.
Yeah.
I need to now to keep it going, but they said it had a bad transmission. It don't have a bad transmission. It's got a bad modulator in the transmission, so it don't shift the gears like it should. All you got to do is shift them as you go, and it's fine. It goes perfectly well.
If you shift manually. Yep. That was the one. The one I paid $150 for, just like you, Granny, and it was a white one.
Yeah.
My 88, I paid $1,800 for it, and I probably would have never bought the damn thing, but a buddy of mine, he ended up losing his job, and him and his wife were in a bad way, and they just couldn't afford. They had gotten a small loan to buy it. Well, they had a balance of $1,800 on the Jeep.
Yeah.
So I went to their financer and said, don't even dick with me saying that you're going to repo it so that you can remarket it, and you're going to want to sell it then to somebody for $2,500. No, I ain't doing that. I'm going to pay their loan off. I'm here to pay their loan off, not to buy the Jeep, just to pay off their loan. They knew right away, you wise ass fucker, Well, they hadn't formally repoed it yet, so still had the option to pay it down. So I paid it off, $1,800 paid off. And I said, I'm not leaving here until I see you actually put that title in a goddamn envelope and seal it so that it's getting mailed off to the owner. Yeah, okay. And they did. 2 days later, the guy got the title, and I said, sign it over, buddy. He signed it over to me. So I had that Jeep for $1,800. I never had to do anything with that Jeep except put tires on it 5 years after I had been driving it. And those tires probably had 3 years, 4 years on them before that. So I put a set of tires. That's all.
My
The
set
tires you got to put on a 5-year-old cart. Yeah.
set for 5 years, and I put a new fuel pump and a new brake line on it. And she took off and ran.
Yeah.
I did give them new tires. And no, Metal Music Maniac, a lot of vans do have the covers for the engine inside. That's kind of a common thing, actually.
They got no nose on them.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. That you don't have any engine access from the front. It's got to be
Right.
from the interior.
And
Yeah,
it's a bitch.
I had a GM van. I think it was a 70, and I had a Ford van that was early 70s, and I actually didn't mind working on them. Take the doghouse off, and you could just. What I would do is I would actually unbolt and remove the passenger seat, pull the doghouse off. I could sit right on the floor where the passenger seat used to be and work away on that engine all day. It could be nasty, miserable outside, and I could still do a tune-up on it, do a lot of work on that van. Yeah, I've been several times. I've missed out. I don't know where they got that sumbitch. I didn't even know Chevy made them, but this guy it wasn't as big a van as Granny's. It was maybe 2/3 the size of Granny's. But it was four-wheel drive van. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was a GM product. And
Wasn't a Safari, no?
no, it's a van. I don't know.
A Safari is a van.
Oh, okay. It looked like Granny's. Just
What Granny's got is an Express, but a Safari is the older ones, which were considered a minivan, really aren't many in comparison to what some of the vans were later on down the road. But yeah, Safari they had those in all-wheel drives, yes.
Yeah, my Astro was all-wheel drive.
Uh-huh.
Which is a Safari, but there's a Chevy, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I could have gotten my hands on that rig. I could have sold my truck and actually ended up with a couple grand left in my pocket after getting that four-wheel drive van. And I was thinking, I could tug my trailer around in that, but then I could also van camp, And I told the guy, I got to think about it. No, I thought one day too many.
Yeah.
I called him and said, hey, I'll give you some money down to hold that sucker. I'll just give you the cash money. You hold that sucker, and I'll give you the difference. I said, I can turn my truck around real quick. I'll put a good to sell price on it. And he goes, oh, I wish I could help you out, but I sold that van this morning. I go, wait. Has the guy picked that up? He goes, don't go there. I said, no, I won't do that. I hate that. I've had people do that to me too. Hey, we'll see you, Freeman James.
Tell your son not to park his vehicle, his new truck, close to the house. And Mike said not to park him on the road. Mike said not to park him on the road either.
Well, here's the thing: you don't park the truck close or the van close to the house in case the house catches on fire, or in case the van catches on fire, it doesn't catch the house on fire.
House on fire. Either way,
keep those things separated.
Yeah. The
My driveway wasn't long enough.
Come to think about it, Saturday, doggone it. I better get a hold of my kid. Tell him to have his
Right here.
the other one.
Oh, right.
To have his damn truck keys for his old truck hanging on the board. So if I get over there Saturday, which I got to move a bunch of shit out of my truck into the trailer. I got to rearrange shit in the trailer and stuff. But that kid of mine, I can see that he probably parked his old truck right smack in front of my trailer. Because when he parked it next to Running Water's car last time, he left 1.5 foot deep ruts in the yard trying to get the hell out. So he ain't gonna park in the yard no more.
We got a redneck yard over there, Running Water.
He does now. Yeah.
Yeah, it gets a bit swampy in the spring.
Yeah, stay the hell out of it.
That's when you stay out of the freaking yard.
I didn't even pull my trailer out of his yard till the middle of May. You don't pull it out in April. You don't drive nothing with tires through that yard in April. April showers brings stuck trucks. I mean, yeah.
I got you.
And
And it doesn't help that, right on the edge of my property is, a little mini ravine.
yeah,
that runs pretty much the length of town.
and it's
so
and he says
and all the
mini.
runoff comes through there.
He says mini, but it's about 12 feet deep. I mean, that ravine is, and it's all filled with brush, so it holds moisture.
Oh yeah.
So it's got all overgrown with brush in that ravine, and
Well, that's me.
Only thing I could do to help the yard is if I took and I skimmed off like 2 foot and drain tiled the whole damn yard and backfilled it.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I got 2 low parts out in the farthest part of my yard. If I can get that, like this time of year, keep it down, it dries out and it's fine. If I can't, then it grows up and I have cattails and things like that, which I don't mind either of them. But when I can keep it down and keep that from getting wet, then if we happen to have any kind of mosquito issue, we don't have to worry about any mosquitoes. Now, last year, we didn't have much in the way. Matter of fact, last couple of years, we didn't have much in the way of mosquitoes around here. We didn't have, it wasn't really wet and whatnot to where they come out. So we didn't have a mosquito problem around the house. But we've had years where it's like, man, you don't even want to go outside. So
yeah, we had, for one whole summer, me and a buddy of mine, we had all these mowing contracts. We mowed all kinds of lawns, and a couple of them were quite huge. This one property, they had about 7 acres of mowed lawn. 7 acres. Well, I mowed that with this big New Holland tractor, and that tractor had an 8.5 foot deck on it.
wow.
And it had the big soft tires on it. They were turf tires. Tires were made for being on lawns. There was one section of that lawn. You don't go near that bugger, man. And I mowed the very first time that year. I mowed and set the boundary. Never mow beyond that boundary. Well, my buddy, he always left that yard up to me. He didn't like that yard because you usually spent a good 4 or 5 hours just to do that one lawn. And that was quick. If you did it on our John Deere riding tractor, it was an 8-hour day to mow that son of a bitch. It was so big. Well, I had gotten injured, and I said, I got to take a few days off, recover, and that yard needs to be done. Well, that spot that I set a boundary to had the most beautiful, tall, greenish, the darkest green grass you ever saw, but it would only get about 10, 12 inches tall, that grass. It was lawn grass, but that's how tall it would get. He goes out there to mow that for me. All of a sudden, he's calling me. I don't care if you're injured or not. You get your ass over here with the New Holland and help me with my tractor. I said, what do you mean? He says, I got my John Deere stuck. I said, you did not go into that tall grass, did you? He says, well, I thought, what the hell? Why aren't you mowing that? That would look awesome to have that all mowed. I said, I'll talk to you when I get there. What he tried to mow through was the drain field for the septic system.
Oh,
jeez.
That never dries out.
Well, no.
Never, ever. And he's got his John Deere. I mean, the deck is solid on the ground and it's raised all the way up and it's solid on the ground. Tires are just hanging there, you know. And I had to drag that thing through that old stinking drain field and get it up on the lawn. And it looked so bad. It looked like shit. It looked like shit. So I had to go home, get my tall boots, some garden tools, and get out there and hand rake that crap, all those ruts level, and out there with a regular lawn rake, raking all that black muddy dirt off the lawn. And I bet you I put 6 or 8 hours into just fixing those damn ruts.
Oh, Lord.
And I went and I bought some really excellent lawn seed, seeded it, and I couldn't believe it. Within 2 weeks, you could barely tell that had happened. It had grown in that fast. It grew in that fast. It was pretty damn fertile. I tell you what, you could have really raised some big pumpkins in that spot. But I told them, stay out of there. I did a boundary on that for a good reason. Hey, Mike's Outdoors Adventures.
What's up, Mike's Outdoors?
Hey, Mike's Outdoors.
Yeah, awesome. Really good to see.
Well, I'm going to jump off of here. I got to go do some stuff for the hubby. So,
well, you do that, girl, and congrats. Oh, come on, she doesn't have Parkinson's.
no comment. I'm not even going to go there. I could do something. I'm not going to do it. Night, guys. Love y'all. Night, everybody. To
Love you
chat.
too, girl. Congrats on having Sally back. She's, yeah.
You can always hope, you know. You can always hope, you know.
Yeah. You never know. You never know with people nowadays, you know.
Never know.
Yes, yeah. Sometimes people will just slip and let a secret out, you know.
Yeah. Hey, a guy's got needs. I don't care how old he is.
What's that?
I said, a guy's got needs. I don't care how old he is.
Oh, yeah. I mean, young and old alike. Hey, you guys, hang on to the fort here.
Okay.
I gotta go top off my thermos, so I got coffee. I'll be right back.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
So what should we talk about there, Junior?
Oh, I don't know. I'm so brain dead right now. I went back and forth from Long Island over to New Jersey and back 3 additional times today.
Really?
Yeah, well, the other 3 trucks that were supposed to come in there, they ran out of time. They didn't plan out their trips right, so they couldn't get in there. So it was looking like, the loads weren't going to get there until tomorrow. And I get talking to dispatch, and it's like, well, okay, I can do it. You know, if I get that $200 New York City bonus on each one of those. They're like, well, yeah. If each one you bring over, I'm like, okay, I'll run them all over. So just come back and forth, finishing up their loads. So,
how much time do you spend sitting just idle, going through those New England states like that, man?
Just my 10-hour breaks.
I mean, I'm just thinking, in traffic, not moving.
Oh, depends on the time of day. It's usually not too bad.
No,
I take kind of a Zen approach to driving. The whole pebble in the stream type deal, where I'm going about 4 or 5 miles per hour slower than everybody else. So, you know, they come up behind me, move around, and keep going, and I never have to touch my brakes.
Oh, really?
You know, yeah. So I'm just cruising along, just slower than the flow of traffic, and no stress on me. I just hold my lane and just keep going.
That's not bad.
Nah.
Yeah, you must not like, because I can remember times where I had to go through Chicago and actually had to go through just like the outskirts of Chicago. And it was, to go 10 miles, it was an hour.
Right.
And that drives me nuts. A expressway, I don't care what you say, an expressway should never be standing still. It shouldn't be going 10 miles, 15 miles an hour. Expressway should, I don't care what's going on.
Well, like this morning, it was about 7 a.m. when I was just going across the George Washington Bridge into, the main New York City areas. I was averaging maybe 4 or 5 miles per hour, singing first gear, just going idle speed, but I'm just here listening to music, listening to audiobooks. I don't care. The miles all pay the same, so you'll still want the load when I get there. So, I'm just going to do what I need to do. Doesn't make, and it's like, the rain, you can't get mad at the rain. Because what you're going to do about it, traffic's the same way. There's nothing you can do about it to change it. So no point getting upset and stressing about it. You just accept it and just enjoy yourself.
Now, Phil, I get what you're talking about with expressways. There's no excuse for them to be lagging. But the highway is designed to handle that flow. Why isn't it flowing? Right? Hey, Mike's Outdoors and Adventures. Thank you, my friend. That is so awesome. Thank you.
So here's where I get pissed off. I've been to New York through Canada half dozen times, right? We got to go through Toronto. Toronto's got express lanes. They got 12, 14 plus lanes going around Toronto, and you're still sitting in bumper to bumper freaking traffic. I'm like, are you kidding me? And I don't care what day it is of the week or if it's at nighttime. It's stupid.
I used to drive. It drove other drivers crazy when they'd say, "Where you heading, Sty?" "Oh, I'm heading to the Eastern Seaboard." They go, "Oh shit." Our company didn't pay tolls. And they'd say to me, "So you're going to pony up all the tolls for getting around Chicago, eh?" "No, I'm taking the loop." "Are you freaking mad? Are you crazy?" There's 12 lane sections there. If you go through the loop and the sun is out, you better plan on anywhere from 2 to 4 hours to get through Chicago. There's times you're sitting there in neutral, idling away, and you listen to a whole fucking CD, and you're swapping out a new CD. Oh, they're starting to move. It's insane. It's just absolutely insane. But that's the one thing that I found with the loop in Chicago back in those days. I don't know how it is now because I haven't driven the loop in several years. It's been at least 10 years. But it used to be that if I hit the loop at 3 o'clock, between 3 o'clock in the morning and 6 a.m., I could get through Chicago in 1 hour. Just fly through the loop, man.
Those are things you got to learn.
65, 70 miles an hour. But you had to watch it because the only people out on that interstate going through the loop, there was only 2 types of people out there: truck drivers and drunks. Yep. That's all that was on that highway. I was driving down the loop one day. I just coming up to getting on the loop, and there's a section there. There's residential, but you're on it. It's like a freaking 2-mile long overpass that you're on. It's elevated highway, and it's 4 lanes wide, 4 or 6 lanes wide there. And I'm basically all alone except a few other semi trucks, and we're zipping onto the loop. All of a sudden, here comes this little ninja motorcycle. I'm doing 60, 65, and that thing comes past me. Zing! I just like, holy Jesus, he's doing well over 100 miles an hour. Way off he's getting almost out of sight up ahead of me. And then all of a sudden, I see red, white, red, white, red, white. But it's up in the air, and I'm going, what the fuck? That looks like an airplane's going to land on the goddamn highway. All of a sudden, I hear a trucker on the radio going, whoa, whoa, weather shield back there behind me. I go, yeah, what's up? He goes, slow her down, slow her down. He says, do me a favor. I'll be off on the side. Flashers going, pull in behind me. And I thought, what the hell? So I did. I thought, he's got some kind of emergency. I get out of my truck and I'm walking up to his, and he's standing outside his truck. And I go, what the hell's up? And he goes, look over there. Look, see that house over there? And I go, oh, yeah. And here's this green ninja motorcycle sticking out of its roof.
Oh, no.
And I go, holy shit. I said, where's the driver? I said, that's how much come past me. Just I barely was able to identify what it was. I said, zing. And he goes, look up in those trees right over there. I looked up, and a great big cottonwood tree. That's how much it had to be 100 feet tall. And way up in that cottonwood tree is that guy's body hanging there.
Oh, no.
I'm like, and you had to tell me to stop. You asshole. You asshole. And then I heard the sirens, and here come the squads. And I'm like, God damn it. Now I got to tell them what I've seen. And damn it. If he wouldn't have said pull over, I would have drove by and heard about it the next day or something. But oh no, had to ask me to stop with him. He's seen it. He actually saw the guy go with his motorcycle. He hit that concrete barrier along the highway, and the bike just went airborne. And that guy come off of it, and the bike kind of went one way, and the guy went the other. And no, the guy didn't survive it either. That's don't drive around Detroit much. Yeah, I don't drive there either.
Well, see, today, the biggest mess had to deal with, had a couple wrecks happen along, it's the 495 out on Long Island.
Mm-hmm.
And the issue is over the last 2 years, they've had their infrastructure project going on, New York State.
Right.
And, because they wanted to add 2 extra lanes on each side, for the traffic flow. Well, they didn't add more asphalt and, make it wider and make more lanes. No, they narrowed the lanes down to 9 foot wide.
In order to add
2 more lanes on the same amount of pavement. So now the lanes are exactly as wide as my mirrors are on my truck. That you see all these trucks with these busted up mirrors, and I seen trucks clipping other trucks as they're trying to go down this.
Yeah.
Because it's so narrow now. There's just these little tiny little lanes. But hey, there's 2 more of them now. So we could pack in there even tighter.
What the heck is the interstate that crosses the river down there at Paducah, Kentucky?
Oh, 24?
Is that it? Yeah, 24. Now the bridges on 24 crossing the river went under a full infrastructure
Upgrade.
rebuild.
Yeah.
Now this is back in the late 70s. Okay, I'm hauling glass, big blocks of glass in the back of my truck. heavier than shit. I mean, I'm right there at the 80,000 pound mark, you know. Find out I'm going to head up 24. Find out, no, 24 is closed at Paducah. You've got to take the old state highway and cross this 2-lane bridge into Paducah, right into town. And that bridge was built like 60 years before that. 60, 70 years before that. I got there. Well, all the interstate traffic's taking this state 2-lane highway route for miles before the bridge. We're down to like 30 miles an hour. And we're just like, holy shit, is this moving slow? Then it's backing up just as we get to the bridge. Then it's almost to a stop and a crawl. And that's what you see the bridge, and it's a big camelback bridge. And I'm thinking, holy shit, look at that son of a bitch. And it's nothing but both lanes coming and going, traffic to a crawl. Just creeping. And there's cars and tractor trailers, everything on it. When I got on that frickin' bridge, we get just about to the very top of that bridge, and everything came to a stop. Something was getting screwed up somewhere, because the lane I'm in ain't moving. The other lane's creeping by. That son of a bitch, same deal, was so narrow that when two trucks met, your mirrors were maybe 2 to 3 inches apart.
Wow.
Because over on the other side, the steel girders of the bridge are only 2 to 3 inches from your mirrors. It was that tight. You're just like, holy shit. So we're at a complete stop, and I'm worried about some truck coming. And I noticed a lot of the trucks had just pulled their mirrors in, just pull them in. With a lot of trucks, you couldn't reach your mirrors. If you're driving a conventional, a lot of them, you couldn't reach them. Cab overs, we were lucky. We could reach out and pull that driver's mirror in. And that gave us a little breathing room. So I had my mirror pulled in so nobody would hit it. All of a sudden, I'm pushing that mirror back out so I can look behind me, because something in the world didn't seem right. I could have sworn that I was doing this.
Oh, no.
So I pushed that mirror out and I looked. That bridge, the whole fucking length of that bridge, you could see it. Just like a snake.
Get me off.
And I'm like, I'm going to jump out. I've seen this in the movies, man. I'm jumping out of this truck and I'm running like a son of a bitch. Fuck the truck. Traffic starts moving and we come down over the top, and I'm looking down that son of a bitch to where it comes back to land, and that fucking bridge is just like a snake moving. I looked in the mirrors. Now I can see the girders up on the top, and the girders are going back and forth about 6 to 8 feet. And it's because these tractor trailers, it's unbalanced. One lane's got 8 of them. The other lane's only got 2 of them. The 2 are moving. The 8 aren't. Well, it's just throwing the weight off of that bridge. As those 2 are going past those 8, the bridge is trying to lean towards the 8. They get past, then the bridge wants to stand back up. So every time a tractor trailer went past you, you could feel that frickin' bridge moving. And I had a PA on my CB. I switched it to PA and I started yelling, "Get the fuck off the bridge! Let us off the bridge!" Next thing I know, I've got about 30 other truckers yelling on their PAs, "Get us off the bridge! Get us off the bridge!" When I finally got off that damn bridge, I found the first place I could park my truck, got out, and just had to walk for about 15 minutes just to get my legs back under me. And a couple other drivers had stopped there. And this one guy, he was from the Paducah area, and he said, I'm amazed that they use this bridge because of the interstate being shut down. He said he said they've been using this bridge for about a week now. And he says, I've been driving across that bridge every freaking day, and today's the first time I seen that bridge start doing that.
Mm.
He says, so why wasn't it doing it before this? Something broke somewhere that bridge is getting. He said, I think I'll I think I'll just quit my job, drive a taxi or something that doesn't cross the river. I said, yeah. And he said, the worst part is 10 years ago, they had a bridge demolition project approved to take this bridge down because they said this bridge was unsafe. He said, this thing should have been torn down 10 years ago and replaced.
They put all that extra traffic on it when it was unsafe to bypass the other stuff. It really made that bitch unsafe.
That's it. That's it. And I waited because they said it was going to be 3 or 4 weeks before they were done with the interstate to be able to use one bridge on the interstate so that traffic could go through. And I waited for national news to hear, yeah, major bridge in Paducah crashed in the river with all these cars and trucks. Yeah, wow.
Well, yeah, that's like, that bridge that went out up there in the Twin Cities. My phone was blowing up, all, former co-drivers and students calling. It's like, you weren't up there, were you? It's like, no.
Like,
yeah.
Hey,
like,
Mike's Outdoors. I would say for the majority of drivers, if you've driven, I would say if you've got 150, 200,000 miles under your belt, from that point forward, it doesn't matter how many miles you get. If you quit doing it, you'll always think back to it. And there'll be times you just really do miss the road. There's times that I wish I was younger. If I would have gotten divorced 15 years earlier than I did, I would have been on the road till I retired, because that's a great way to retire. I mean, I would have enjoyed it. It's a tough job. Don't get me wrong. It's a tough job, but there's a level of freedom you get with driving that you rarely find in other things. And fortunately for me, I've got such broad interests that, and I still love to drive. Running Water knows that. When I wasn't driving truck, I wasn't afraid to jump in the vehicle and let's go somewhere. I mean, let's go. And well, where are we going to go? Well, it's about 6 or 8 hours from here, but I never thought twice of traveling somewhere. Driving back and forth to Montana was, it's like driving truck over the road, and I love it. I get in a vehicle, and I have to tell myself, I get in my vehicle and I'm heading somewhere. If it's over an hour to where I'm going, I got to remind myself when I get there, you're supposed to stop here. Because I'll just, if I had my way, I'd just keep driving and then go, oh shit, it's getting dark, ain't it? Gosh, I started out at 7:30, 8 o'clock this morning. It's already getting dark. Oh boy, I'm on empty. I better find a gas station, turn around and start heading back home. I'm that way. I can spend all day, all night behind the wheel driving. I just love it. Yeah.
Well, and then you end up gaining it's a whole different mentality when it comes to distances. It's like, hey, there's a store down in the Twin Cities that has what I want. Well, I'll run down to the Twin Cities.
Right. Right.
Yeah, sure, that's 3.5 4 hour trip depending on traffic and weather, but that's half of a work day.
Right. Just to get there. And that's like, I got my generator. That's a little over a 2-hour drive to Rice Lake from where I live. And so it was 4.5 hours. Actually, the whole trip only took me 5 hours to and from. But when I got getting close to home, I thought, hey, I'm going to jump on 70. I'm going to cut across and run up to the campground and take another look at my campsite. And then I had to tell myself, cut that shit out. Just go home. Just go home. Because I don't think twice. Well, yeah, I just want to swing in there and take a peek. So what? I got to drive for another extra hour. It don't mean much. It don't mean much. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny when you talked about that motorcycle guy earlier before I had to leave for a second. That kind of reminded me, we were going up north here in Michigan, going up I-75, and really one of those snowy days. You don't want to be going fast. And roads are probably moving 40, 45 miles an hour, so well under the posted speed. And this little person, I don't know, man, woman, whatever, come by us flying in one of those brand new red Beetles. Now, you remember, I think you got to go back 10 years or more when they redesigned the Beetle. And it was more like a spaceship than it was the old Beetle. And this car goes flying by us, and we're thinking, how in the world is that car doing this? And we're in a four-wheel drive vehicle. Now, again, we're going with traffic. We're not singling ourselves out. How the hell are they going that fast? You're thinking, man, they're not going to get to their destination. It's going through your head. And it's, we've been driving now for half an hour or so. And, that last thing on my mind is that red Volkswagen. And sure enough, we all start slowing. The traffic all starts slowing down. It's like, what the hell is going on now? Because we're already going 30 or plus miles an hour under the speed limit. And when we finally get around this, what you see is there's a few vehicles parked off the shoulder of the road, and this Beetle somehow winds up on its roof. But when it wound up on its roof, it was like a sled, like one of those steel saucer sleds.
Oh, shit.
And this thing probably slid a good football field at an angle off of I-75. Now, it was sitting in like a little lull, so it didn't hit any trees. I don't know if it hit any signs getting off of the expressway. But this thing is sitting, from the side of the expressway off probably a good 60, 70 yards, but it must have slid easily 100 yards upside down. You could just see the big track.
You could see where it went. Well, just like one of those saucers going through the snow,
And when we're going by, we still see people that are probably, I don't know, 30 yards running towards that vehicle to see if they can help people get out of the vehicle because it was still on the roof and no one had gotten to it yet. It's like, well, we said it right there. When that car went flying by us, it's like, they're probably not going to make it to their destination driving like that in that kind of a vehicle. And sure enough, man, but it was it's not funny, but it's funny.
Yeah.
Just because I don't know if they wound up hitting the rail, wound up getting cut off, wound up getting clipped or clipped somebody, but whatever happened, it was just like, it's like a disc. And you think maybe it would roll, maybe it would just, nope, that thing was upside down and you could see the path that it went right on the roof. So.
I was coming into Casper, Wyoming from the east heading west, and there's a small pass that you got to go down to get into Casper. Well, that's all high elevation prairie. There are no trees, nothing up there, just a damn interstate going down that gradual pass all the way down. But in the winter, that pass doesn't seem quite so gradual. It's pretty freaking slippery. Well, they didn't close the damn gates, and a bunch of us drivers are coming up to where the gate was, and we no more than got through, and the gate came down. We thought, shit. It's bad enough to close the gate, but we got to keep going. We got to get to Casper. We got to go down the hill, Well, way up ahead of me, I thought, what in the hell is that? It looked big, bigger than any other tractor trailer. And it's up there maybe an eighth of a mile ahead of me. And it was white and blue. I remember that real clear, but it was big. And this is broad daylight. And it was snowing, but not super heavy anymore. But they closed the highway just to clear the highway, just to get all the snow off and shit. It was so deep. Well, all of a sudden, I see these 4 or 5 trucks ahead of me. They're all doing this number, I mean, which means somebody's trying to stop, and everybody behind them's trying to play it. Don't jackknife it. And they're all trying to pick the safest spot in the ditch to go if they have to, I started backing out of it. I was lucky. I had a heavy load. I just nursed the trailer brakes a bit, managed to keep nice and straight, but was backing off to let them go. And I watching my rear view mirrors and on the radio, and everybody behind me saw it too. They're all backing off real good. All of a sudden, I see this blue and white thing leave the highway. It goes off to the right. And it's nothing but downhill for probably 3 miles, 4 miles. And it's prairie, and it's just solid white snow. And this blue and white giant thing, whatever it was, went off the highway, and it's heading down that fucking hill off the road. By the time I got up to where that thing was going down the hill, it was still going down the damn hill. I would have loved to have been able to see in the cab, to see that driver's face.
No.
Somehow that son of a bitch with the goddamn steering with the front wheels was managing to keep his tractor just going in a straight line because the truck wasn't touching the fucking ground. His tires were plowing through the snow to just keep it going in a straight line. He had about a 50-foot houseboat strapped to a possum belly trailer, little low bed 50-foot trailer. He's got it strapped down to that son of a bitch, and this boat has got these giant fucking pontoons on it. Those pontoons were up on top of that snow. And that's how much was the world's biggest fucking toboggan heading down that fucking mountain with this guy in the cab. Oh, I'm going to die. Because if something were to stop that cab, that boat's going to just run his ass over.
Well, and you would think that guy's probably an independent contractor too, so he's shitting himself.
Oh yeah. I'm losing. If I don't die, I'm going to want to die because I'm losing all my investment. My whole business is shot. Well, that finally it leveled out a bit, and he came to a stop. Well, I could still see him, and I was on the radio right away, and so was everybody else, walking all over each other, people screaming, yay, he did it, that's how it did it. I'm on there saying, I don't know who you are, buddy, but you look for the Weather Shield driver down at the truck stop. I'll buy you dinner, man. And then some other driver, no, I'm buying him dinner, you son of a bitch. And everybody's just so, we can't believe he did that. He rode a fucking boat off the mountain, man. And how he kept that tractor going straight, we were amazed. But the worst part was it was so obvious. The wheels of the trailer and his tractor, because the nose of his tractor was actually pointing down compared to where the trailer was. So it was hinging at the fifth wheel, and just the nose of his truck is down in the snow, and he's keeping the nose from jackknifing around. And so that damn boat was keeping the whole truck up off the ground, just floating down probably 8 or 10 feet of snow on the side of that mountain. I wonder if that guy if he kept driving after that. Maybe not.
He made it through the hardest part. You got to keep driving after that. That's the part that But that would, yeah, you made it through that. Hey, it's all downhill from there.
Mm-hmm. I went off
I've got a buddy of mine that I was in the Marine Corps with. He was an old Arkansas boy, and he's still now. He's got a big 1-ton pickup truck with like a 5th wheel hitch on it.
Yep.
And he takes these big, expensive boats places from marina to marina, or these places where he goes, hundreds, if not thousands of miles, and he makes big jack.
Oh, you do
doing that. But again, he's an independent contractor, man. Ooh,
that's it.
You better be careful as hell.
Yeah. You know, the liability insurance for hauling that type of freight is insane. It's insane.
But it gets more insane if you've had an accident or
you'll never get reinsured.
Oh, that's it. Yeah. Is those guys, what they do is if they end up with an accident and they have to have it insurance covered, then what they do is they create after the fact a personal insurance pool that's got an escrow with that, and basically they've got enough in it to be able to leverage a minimum of $1 million to cover their insurance. But that's a huge investment. I mean, that's your money that's got to be stuck in an escrow and can't be used.
Sure.
You know, and yeah, those guys, it scares the hell out of them to have something wreck, you know, when they're moving that kind of shit.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be you. That's the big thing. Is someone around you. But again, you know, where he's like, he doesn't have to deal with the snow and everything normally. You know what I'm saying? When you're moving a boat. But yeah, I mean, but without you, you know, there's idiots around you.
Yep. A guy that moves odd big freight like that. He said that because it's always fair weather transportation other than rain and storms. And he said, and if you've been doing this for a few years, you know damn well you want a trusted weather side. He says you don't want any spur of the moment surprise 60-mile-an-hour crosswinds while you're going down the highway with a 70-foot yacht. It'll blow that son of a bitch right over on the highway.
Is that me freezing and lagging, or is that Sty running water?
I don't see.
I'm seeing lag on this end here and there.
Okay.
From who?
Only from you.
What? I'm not lagging on this end.
Well, no,
I saw you lagging.
Okay, because I never see me lagging, but no, I just
and I saw you lagging, but I'm not lagging.
Oh, I could be. There's 100 freaking Wi-Fi devices going on in this house right now.
There's only one here. I don't even have my PlayStation turned on.
Yeah, gaming's going at 120% right now. So
that's yeah.
It ain't me. It's all the background noise you hear here, man.
Yeah, Mike says it's good on his end. Yeah. Oh well, whatever. We're here, even if we know.
It was like for a second there. It was like, oh, is he freezing up? So I always wonder if it's my side. That's why I was asking Running Waters. I was wondering if it's my side and I need to plug in, but I couldn't even plug in if I wanted to because my daughter in the room next door took my plug. So all the kids got an Ethernet cord. So
the pixelated. Am I pixelated?
Yeah, the sound never changed, but yeah, it's like, yeah. Not now, not when you make yourself big.
I don't look pixelated to me.
Of course you're not going to look pixelated to you. This is StreamYard.
I don't want to talk about YouTube. Don't get me going down the YouTube trail tonight. No. I already touched it enough.
Well, quit touching it, not on the panel. Nobody wants to see that.
Yeah, don't be touching your YouTube.
Yeah, don't be touching nothing. No touching.
Yeah, you touch YouTube, not my tube. Yeah. Terrible. The Yep.
Oh,
Hey, I drove a truck off the mountain once. Yeah, that was a fun ride. I was coming off the pass to go into Landers, Wyoming. And that's a long son of a bitch. What is that? 14 miles, 6.5% grade?
Yeah, about
And
that. Yeah.
yeah. And oh no, I had to go over that son of a bitch in January. Empty. No weight
oh,
in
I
my
didn't
truck.
know.
The okay, something popped up on my. What the hell is
Sorry,
that?
I'm looking at Harry's comment.
There? It was saying that my internet's getting goofy. So if something happens and this locks up, we lose it. Thanks for being here, guys.
See,
because if anything, it's got to be the modem. Because it just told me that your Wi-Fi connection is fair but not optimal. I'm not using Wi-Fi. I'm hardwired to my modem. so either StreamYard has got its head up its ass, or they're messing with my modem. Somebody. But yeah, I come off the top of that mountain, and I had the ex-wife with me. And night, Kathy. Good night. Good night. But yeah, when I come off the top of the mountain, I had called the state highway, to find out what the conditions were over the pass. And they said light snow and slippery in spots. They didn't tell me that it was slippery. The slippery spot was 14 miles long, all downhill. It was touch and go, but fair till I got to the top of that pass. And when you come off the top of the pass to the north, that pass kind of goes from west to east. And to the north, that's where the wind was coming. Oh, it wasn't snowing. It was just blowing all the snow off that frickin' mountain right in front of your truck, so you couldn't see nothing. And the slippery spot was from the top all the way to the bottom. We got about a quarter of a mile down that pass, and that 60 mile an hour, they said, crosswinds on top of the mountain. Well, that wind caught my empty tractor trailer and blew my ass right off the road. I went down off the shoulder, told the ex-wife, hang on, and I caught a lower gear, stomped on it, got my tractor just up on the road, and there she sat hopping. It couldn't pull the trailer out of the ditch. I ended up sitting there all night with the ex-wife. Nothing funny about that at all. Thank God we went off on the south side of the road, not the north side, because the north side, it's only about 900 feet to the bottom of that canyon there. And I didn't want to ride the truck out 900 feet down through there. Well, I only had to deal with about a 20-foot drop and then back up to the road. So I turned, looked at the ex-wife, and are you okay? And she's holding her hands up like this, and she goes, I broke a couple of nails. I go, oh, what the hell with your damn nails? And I go, how'd you break nails? We just went off the road a little bit, back up. And she pointed. I could see the finger holes in the frickin' dash, right through the fabric and into the padding. She had punched holes through with her, evil talons. She had shoved them right through. I couldn't help it. I burst out laughing. I said, oh, God. And at that time, I was driving a rented truck. I had leased that truck because my truck was down, had some major engine work being done on it. So I rented this cab over for that 3-week trip. So it wasn't my truck. So it's got about 6 or 8 finger holes in the dash. It's so wet. But I showed those finger holes off to a lot of drivers over the next couple of weeks. It was pretty good. Take a look at this. I tell them, I come over here, climb up there and take a look at the dash in front of the passenger seat. And they'd look and they'd go, what the hell is that? That 2 half moons of holes like that. That was my wife's fingers. She shoved them right through the dash. What the hell did you do? Hit the brakes that hard that she hit the dash? No. I went off the mountain and it scared the shit out of her. She grabbed the dashboard and just buried her fingers right into the foam behind the leather covering, you know.
That cat has claws.
And that's why I told Samantha, I think she's been talking to somebody in the damn family. That cat's got claws. Yeah. God, I love that song.
Oh.
Well, I had a full tank of fuel in the truck. I had just, what is that? The truck stops by Green River there.
Yeah.
On the interstate. Yeah. Yeah. I had just filled up in Green River, you know, so I had both saddle tanks full. When I headed up to Landers, I bet you I didn't burn maybe 15, 20 gallons before I got to the pass. It's just that the rest of the truck was empty. You know, I'm pulling a 50-foot dry box behind me with nothing in it. And that's like just dragging a big sail behind you. I mean, it was a sail for the wind to catch, was all it was. We rode down off that mountain. I'm on the radio constantly. I watched my driver's mirror constantly. We were freezing to death in the truck because the wind was blowing all that snow and packing it right in the front end. And I was getting out of the truck about every hour with this little shovel I had to scrape the snow out of the grill so that the radiator could get airflow. I couldn't get the engine temp high enough to keep the inside of the cab warm. And we were freezing in there. God damn, it was miserable. And every time I'd see a truck coming up behind me, which was maybe a truck every hour, because nobody was driving that pass. I'm on the radio. Hey, driver coming over the pass. Hey, is there any chance you can give me and my wife a ride off the mountain? You'll see us. We're stuck here on the side. All of them were saying, I'd love to help you out, but I don't think I could get my truck to stop to pick you up. You'd have to be on the run and jump on while I'm going by. Oh, fuck you. I ain't trying that shit. Finally, some guy goes, hey, weather shield on off in the ditch. And I got on there. Yeah. He goes, I'm just coming up behind you. He says, I can stop. I'll pick you up. Awesome. It's me and my wife. And he goes, yeah, no problem. We'll fit you in here. And I could see the tractor, but I couldn't make out the trailer or nothing. There's so much snow blowing. He gets up beside us. I told her, I said, climb over the doghouse out the driver's door. Let's get the hell out of here. Get off the mountain. We get out. That's when I realized, oh, shit. It's a conventional tractor. And he's got this huge fucking propane tank. He's hauling propane. Yeah, only a few thousand gallons, right? You know,
go quick. Don't worry about it.
And I was glad that I knew there's no other for hazardous, explosive, flammable liquids. There's no safer trailer than a propane tank. Those propane tanks, I actually saw one in Kansas that rolled over, slid down that highway about a quarter of a mile with, I mean, spewing sparks everywhere. And that tank, it burned about a good quarter inch of steel off of that tank, sliding down that road. It never blew, never leaked. The tanks are thicker than shit, and they're tough. And they're full, especially if they're full. That's when they're the safest. Well, so my ex-wife goes, I don't want to ride in a gas truck. I said, well, then walk, because I'm riding. Fine. I open the passenger door and he's yelling, "Come on, get in. Don't let the cold air in here. It's nice and toasty in here." And I thought, oh, thank God. She climbs up in there and all of a sudden she turns around and looks at me. She goes, "This ain't going to work." And I get up to the.
Does that sound like your mom running water?
Oh, yeah. I get up there and I look and I go, "What's not going to work?" And she goes, "There's only one seat." And the driver says, "Oh, right here, right." And he's reaching behind his seat. You can hear him dragging something metal at it. And he's got a toolbox and he puts that between the two seats. He goes, "There's a seat for you, honey, right there." Okay. So she had to ride down on this toolbox with a handle on it, of course. Yeah. Really comfortable. I got up in that passenger seat and said, "Let's get the hell out of here, okay?" I said, "Now you're going to take it easy down this mountain, aren't you?" He says, "Oh, I drive this mountain all the time." He says, "I've been driving this mountain for about 6 years now." That made me feel better, you know. He takes off down that mountain. Now, one thing, we were always trained and taught on any kind of steep grade with any kind of snow cover or heavy downpour kind of rain, don't use a jake brake. Don't use your jake. You'll jackknife the shit out of your truck doing that. We get to the first curve on that downhill mountain, 6.5% grade. That's steeper than shit, 6.5%. Come up to that curve. He gets to that curve, pops his foot off that accelerator, and what do we hear? He's got the jake brake on. I almost put fingerprints into his dash. And I go, "You shouldn't be running the jake." He goes, "Oh, we got a full tank on. I'm heavier than hell. It'll never jackknife. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it." So I was just as nervous as she was until we got to the bottom, because that boy, every curve, that jake brake. And I'm like, "Oh, we're going to jackknife and die." But
he knew his truck.
But she never, after that trip, after that 3-week trip, she never went back out on the road. She had done it twice. She went out one time, it was about 2 weeks, and then this trip ended up being 3 weeks. This trip was bad for her, though. Too many bad experiences. When we were heading out west, I was going to Ogden, Utah, and we're coming down into Salt Lake. We had just started down the pass, middle of the frickin' night, and there's pretty good truck traffic. There were 2 trucks in front of me, one about maybe 1/8 of a mile, the other about 1/4 of a mile, and I could hear them chatting on the radio. And we're heading down the mountain, and I told the ex-wife, "This is slick." I said, "We get down over the pass. We get down by Salt Lake." I said, "We're going to head north, and we're going to stop at the Flying J truck stop, and we're going to spend the night. This is slick. We're almost done for the day." Oh, she's so happy. All of a sudden, I'm going, "Something's wrong." And she goes, "What do you mean something's wrong?" I said, "The headlights don't seem as bright as they should be, and my dash lights are really dim." And I'm looking, and I look at the voltmeter, and it's some bitch had bottomed right out. My alternator on the truck crapped out.
I know.
Now, a diesel will keep running without electricity. Once you get the fucker started, it'll keep running until you shut it off. Well, I needed enough juice to be able to see the dash, so I know how fast am I going, and to keep track of everything else. And I also wanted my radio. So I thought, I'll put it on dim. Now, headlights are getting dimmer, 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 dimmer. Finally, the headlights go out. Oh, shit. I shut the fuckers off. Then the dash, I put them down to parking lights, and then the dash lights started to glow again. Okay, I'm saving juice, not running headlights. that truck in front of me that's almost a quarter mile away, I'm watching where he's going. So I can anticipate curves coming up. She's over in the jump seat, freaking out. We're gonna die. We can't see. We're gonna die. I told her we are if you keep talking. Shut up. I'll kill us just so I don't have to listen to you. And she says, but we can't see. What if something runs out in front of us? A freaking mountain goat or some shit. You know, I said, I got it figured out. So I start accelerating. She goes, what are you doing? I said, we've got to go faster. She goes, why do we got to go faster? Running water. And I said, we got to go faster to catch up with that truck in front of us. And I'm talking to that truck in front of me. And he keeps saying back, can't hear you, driver. You're breaking up. You're breaking up really. Well, I got no electricity left.
Right.
So I'm not kicking out enough signal. He can hear me a little bit, but not enough. And she says, oh my God, even the other trucks don't know you're here. And those two are talking away about all kinds of shit. But they're not saying nothing about this truck coming up on them with no lights. I had completely lost all my lights. No running lights, no headlights, nothing. And she goes, what are you going to do? Well, those two trucks, the one in front of me had caught up with the one in front of him. And there was maybe about a truck and a half space between the two of them. I come barreling past this guy with no freaking lights on. I can hear them on the radio, but I can't transmit. I got up there and I'm watching that mirror, and the minute I saw his headlights, I pulled right over in his lane. All he saw was the ass end of my trailer, maybe a car length in front of him. And I'm looking at the trailer doors of that next truck, maybe about 40 feet in front of me. And I'm hitting the binders and just enough juice there. The guy saw my tail lights, brake lights. And I could hear him on the radio, Jesus Christ, holy God, did you see that guy? And the other driver is going, what guy? I don't know. What guy are you talking about? He goes, in between us. He just pulled in between us. So some bitch is running without any lights, and he just pulled. He's cut me off, got right between the two of us. And the guy in the truck in front of me, all of a sudden, the guy behind me turned his brights on, and the guy in front of me is on the radio going, holy shit, I can see him. He says, and then they talked about it, and they came to the conclusion, he's got to be running without juice. He's running off the mountain without any lights or juice, and he squeezed between us so that he's got lights. He's got brake lights with me and headlights with you. I was thrilled when I heard him say, let's take him right into Flying J. That's where I wanted to go anyway. So I managed to make it right to the truck stop. And I was hungry. So I told the wife, we need to go in and eat. She goes, I don't think I'll ever have an appetite ever again because of you stupid son of a bitch. And I said, okay.
That's not your mom running water. No, it doesn't sound like her at all.
You running water's. I know what he's thinking. Dad,
That's
you're being awful nice. You're being awful nice, right? I'm being awful nice. Yeah.
Yeah. You're getting the PG-13 version.
Gotcha.
Now you work tomorrow, Phil?
No, I am not working tomorrow. I gotta get my
Friday.
It's 11:30. I gotta get some.
Well, I was gonna say, you really hung out for a bit tonight. I don't blame you. It's your Friday. Fridays, it's not hard to say I'm gonna wrap it up.
Yeah.
So I rested up for my day off. Not a thing wrong with that shit. So hey guys, we're going to be wrapping it up. I want to thank. Oh, you didn't realize that, Mike? Yeah, Running Water is my oldest boy. Yeah, yeah, he's my oldest boy. And I'm proud of the boy. I have no problem admitting that he's my boy. Yeah.
He's got a short, scraggly beard instead of a long one, but other than that, he's all right.
Someday that shit'll change,
Well,
Someday he'll be retired.
Well, I have to keep it kind of mask friendly with as much as I wear the damn things lately.
Right. I've been tempted to cut mine to your length just for this COVID thing, but I just no, I ain't gonna do it. Sorry, guys. But okay, guys. Hey, love y'all. I want you all to stay safe out there. We're gonna do like we typically do on either a Thursday night around the campfire or a Sunday. We're gonna dance our way out of here. And I'll tell you what, tomorrow night, Sty Times. Come on over. Watch Sty Times, 5 p.m. Central Time. There's only some of those. There's only a limited number of those left for the season, so don't miss it. Hope to see you all very soon. Thanks, Running Water and Phil. It was great. Yeah, we lost the ladies. We probably should have jumped when that happened. Hey, you guys take care, and I'll see you guys soon, eh?
Good night.
Yeah. Good night, everybody.
See y'all.